just toxic white males. It's Toxic Femininity, brought to you by Midnight's Edge.
It's Monday night, and we're gonna get raw here with the ladies on Toxic Femininity. That's right. Welcome back to Midnight's Edge. We've got the ladies here present and accounted for. Let's start and go around the horn and introduce everybody, see how everybody's doing. Hello, Mandy. How you doing tonight?
Like what? I'm doing awesome. How are you tonight?
I'm doing, just amazing. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not feeling the greatest, but I'm happy that we're here. And we got the ladies present, and we're all ready to go. And speaking of, the leader of the ladies herself, Miss Mary B.
What is up, everybody? I am ready to rip some faces off tonight. Like, I don't know about you guys, but some of this stuff has got me legitimately heated. Like, legitimately heated tonight. And I put my face on Belle.
You look. I actually thought that was you, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
It did blend very well.
It did.
Belle?
Wow.
Now, I think Mary's boobs are bigger. Willie Woodward sent in $2. Says, I wanted to say hi to you lovely ladies and Tom. Well, hello, Willie. And speaking of lovely ladies, we also have with us the one, the only, Miss Lorena Creole. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Tom. Great. It's been a long day, but I'm glad to be here with you guys in the chat and ready to throw some shade on these crazy news stories tonight.
Yeah, Disney is... now, that's probably more close to reality, I'd imagine, Mary.
Yeah.
But speaking of craziness, Mr. Tinkle Truck sends in that crazy sticker with a Bushiba or whatever, pooping hearts. Heart and heart.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were gonna say, speaking of crazy, here's Nina Infinity.
Well, there's that too. Speaking of crazy, joining us once again is the lovely Nina. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you so much for having me tonight, guys. It's a pleasure to be here, or should I say ladies, guys, and ladies, guys.
There's probably more men watching, but hey, we do get a lot of ladies watching the show, believe it or not.
You know what? You're right.
I frequently see girls up in the chat that are like, yes, I am women, and I agree. So it's not strictly Dickley that watches this stream, I don't think.
We're putting that on the back of the new t-shirts. It's not strictly Dickley that watches this stream.
Wow. Well, anyways, thank you so much for having me. I'm Nina Infinity. I have a little YouTube channel. You guys can find me here. And thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm going to have to handle
and
this.
I just had to take care of spam.
Yeah,
I got it.
All right. I was about to pop over there and handle it. Oh, my.
And coming in like a boss, Terminus Est sends in, you know what, Mary?
Oh, it's that Doom Doom.
Oh, and see, the ladies are quicker on the trigger than I am. Don't fuck with them.
Yeah,
holy shit.
I don't have a wrench, or else it would have.
Yeah, we'll have to work on that. Andre's really bad. I tell him like 20 times over to give people wrenches, and it's just like, okay.
All right, come at me.
Spammity
wow,
spam.
They're in full force tonight.
What the hell? Somebody's not happy.
Oh,
no, I know.
Salt is real, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Oh, goodness.
Isn't it?
Hey, guys.
I think we're being shadow banned as well. So if you guys want to help share out the chat, that'd be great.
Absolutely. 100 is ridiculous. Oh, my goodness. I wonder if it has anything to do with releasing your information on the dark web. Maybe it's mac and cheese. What did it? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I can't even right now.
I have a good idea who it might be, but anyway.
Oh, snap. All right. We still need to introduce Lorena, and then we have a little bit of an announcement for everybody tonight.
Ooh.
That's going to be fun.
That sounded sexy.
Did it? I wasn't shooting for sexy, but
you said shooting.
Seriously, Tom, though, if I don't see Strictly Dickly on a Toxic Femme t-shirt, I'm gonna be mad.
On the new one I'm gonna design. We're gonna do a new one for whatever eventually, and it'll be like toxic femininity, and then it'll say
Not
the show
Strictly
is
Dickly.
not Strictly Dickly. So yeah, Jennifer. I am so sorry, Jeffrey. Jeffrey Turner sends in $2. Got my red Cobra Kai jacket. No mercy. Hopefully it's a cool jacket and it's real leather. The last time I ordered something like that, let's just say I got something that was definitely not leather.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was not. It was way like less than faux leather. I wouldn't even know. It wasn't even like pleather.
Clearly, they skinned a bird and said this will do it.
No. If this was a bird, it was a plastic bird.
Wow.
That's even worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way. And then it's supposed to be like this size. Like, there's no way it was the size it was supposed to be and everything. Like, it was. Yeah, no.
You ordered it from China, didn't you, Tom?
That's where it ended up coming from. I ordered it from Walmart. Walmart got it from China, probably.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Sigh. Total sigh.
Sigh is right.
Haven't you got any goddamn feelings about that?
All right. Well, ladies, let's not waste any fucking time here because we have got a lot to talk about.
Wait,
or at least...
Tom. We gotta give everybody the big news.
Oh, go for it. Go for it. Yes.
Huge news. So
I'll let you do this.
I would love to present to everyone in the chat. I wish we had a larger chat. I wish we weren't being shadow banned right now. So, guys, share the stream out so that we can share the news with everybody. But I would like to very proudly present to you all the newest permanent member of Toxic Femininity, Mandy. Yay! She's going to be permanently joining our team, and just kind of, we really loved the energy that she brought to us. And obviously last week wasn't the first time that she'd been on the stream, but she brings a great energy with her. And so we just kind of loved how we all had that sort of wonderful chemistry working together. So you guys are going to be able to see her every week here on Monday nights with us. And we're very excited.
Yeah, I'm just stoked, you guys. Like, seriously. And I'm very disappointed in Disney.
Yes.
Yet again.
Yeah, and just for the record, she's not like taking over Alora's spot. Sadly, Alora lost a close friend today, so she was unable to make it. So our thoughts and all that go out to Alora right now, and all
guys,
that.
Show her some love.
Alora's been having a rough freaking month at this point. Yeah. So if you have time, go over and show Alora some love on Twitter. Really, she could use it. She could really use it.
But of course, coming in clutch here, we got Nina to help us out tonight. So. We're good to go there. And yes, but we will miss her, and hopefully she makes it back to us next week. But in the meantime, let's get to the news. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Do it.
All right, kicking us off with our first topic tonight is going to be our guest appearance, Nina. She's going to be talking about that Alan Dean Foster craziness going on, and you all just got rickrolled. So,
okay, I'm not
never gonna give, never gonna.
Oh my goodness! So let me share.
Is it me or does Rick just sound like a Muppet? Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. It's not easy being green.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm sure you've heard by now. If you're part of Fandom Menace, we've all been hearing about this. It's a bit of a gong show, guys. Hashtag Disney must pay. Author Alan Dean Foster says Disney is refusing to pay him. Come on, Disney. Come on. Yeah. It's not like you don't have enough money.
Yeah, they're about control. Well, that's true.
I don't know right now. Maybe there's a reason why, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. So you've probably read something by author Alan Dean Foster, even if you didn't realize it at the time. He's written and ghosted popular tie-in novels for Star Wars, Star Trek, Aliens, and a ton of other properties. Most recently, he wrote the tie-ins for Star Wars, The Force Awakens, and Alien Covenant, but his work does goes way back to 1978 when he ghost wrote the novelization of the first Star Wars movie under George Lucas's name. The work he's done for Alien and Star Wars is most important here because now the same company owns the rights for those franchises, Disney. In case you missed it, Disney acquired 20th Century Fox about a year ago, according to Foster, in an open letter published to the Science Fiction Writers of America website. Disney has continued to sell the books he wrote for Lucasfilms and Fox, but they are refusing to pay him their royalties. He is owed from the sales of the books or even generate royalty statements for him. Further, Disney apparently claims that when they bought Lucasfilm and Fox, they acquired the copyright license for the work, but not the liability of having to pay him.
That is
ridiculous.
Insane.
No,
that does not sound right.
That's not how that works. That is not how that works.
That's not how this works.
Mm-mm.
How any of this works?
If you buy a contract, you buy the contract. And if you're going to alter that via, like, because there's been a change of hands here, you have to sit down at the table with the person whom the contract regards. You can't just be like, I have altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it further. Like, you know, they do that.
Oh my God.
No, but that's what they're doing.
That's exactly what they're doing.
And this is Disney. And you can tell just by the way it's worded, it's some legalese BS that has zero merit.
And now they want him to sit down at a table, and before that they do, they want him to sign an NDA so that they can do whatever the hell they want.
No.
So that they can just,
Hell no. Who does that?
No, that's some shady
Who does that?
shit.
Christian Grey.
Yeah, give us all your rights before we talk to you.
Well,
really.
if that
Damn it, Mary, that icon is really distracting. Can you go back to I keep seeing
Go
this,
back to
to boobs.
I keep hearing the song in my head right now.
It doesn't matter anyway. I'm being covered by the chat. I don't know why it's distracting. No,
There, that's much.
It's because sadly you're the only lady not on camera, so you're being sacrificed for the chat.
I am being sacrificed. No camera sacrifices me to the bottom of the page, unfortunately. But no, like you have to know it's some shady stuff, right? Like if they're demanding an NDA before they even come to the table, that means that they want to steamroll this guy. And unfortunately, this isn't even at the top of the list of his problems right now, because this guy is suffering some serious health issues, which I think it addresses later in the article. So
him and his wife. According to Foster's open letter, Disney is refusing to even sit down and talk with him or his lawyers without them signing an NDA prior to coming to the table, which is very not normal.
No.
He's taken his issues to the grievance committee of the Science Fiction Writers of America, which normally and quietly handles disputes between writers and publishers, and Disney has been ignoring them as well.
So you know it's shady.
Of course. The issue has now reached the attempt to publicly shame the enormous corporation stage because nothing else has worked, and because there are concerns that Foster might not be the only victim of this behavior. Science fiction authors and fans have taken to social media with the hashtag Dear Mickey and hashtag Disney Must Pay. Alan Dean Foster could really use the money that is rightfully owed to him. He has an advanced form of cancer and is taking care of his wife, who is also ill. And if Disney's legal theory is allowed to stand, authors fear that it will set a precedence where companies could get out of contracts by simply selling them.
And that's what concerns me so much with this, is that if this precedent is set, and of course, if anybody's going to throw their weight around like that, it's going to be Disney, right? If this precedent is set, it essentially creates a giant pill for authors moving forward to have to swallow. And so there's no security in them for this. Why should they continue to engage in this form of media if there's no security in it for them? Look, Alan Dean Foster authored a ton of stuff that you guys may or may not be aware, but he was the ghostwriter for the original novelization of Star Wars. Now, I know that credit went to George Lucas, but he was the one that wrote that, right? He was also the one who, he wrote Splinter of the Mind's Eye, which I actually have.
Yes.
Yes. He wrote
I
Splinter of the
read
Mind's
that.
Eye.
that was like the first one of his books that I read, and I loved it. And his novelization of Aliens is what I read because my parents wouldn't let me see the darn movie.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
They would not let me see the movie, so I checked the book out of the library at school. I'm like, you mean to tell me this is a book about the whole movie? And the librarian's like, yes. I'm like, okay, I'll take that, please. And I must have kept it for like 3 months.
Lorena with the workaround. I love it. I love it. But those weren't the only things, right? Like he wrote
Star Trek motion picture.
Yeah, he wrote Star Trek, the motion picture. He wrote the prequel era, The Approaching Storm. He wrote the novelization for The Force Awakens. He wrote the Star Trek Into Darkness. He wrote Aliens. He has an entire bookcase full of novelizations that you guys have probably read. Okay, this guy is a household name without being a household name, and so. The weird precedent being set here. If they can do this to Alan Dean Foster, they can do this to anyone.
Yeah.
And that kind of precedent being set is dangerous, not just for these authors, but for you, the people who read this kind of content. Because why on earth should people continue in this field if they have no measure of security when they're writing? Why should they do that? There are far other lucrative paths that they could follow, that they can at least be sure that when they write something, they'll continue to get the royalties for it, or at least have steady work or whatever. He spent his life giving us this content, and he deserves those royalties. He does.
He does. And as a writer myself, it makes you nervous writing for anyone else's IP that is not your own IP. If they get away with it, all writers will have to start going to lawyers and having their own contracts written up, having clauses and all kinds of things, to protect themselves from this. Because
I mean, this sets
this
like
isn't right.
Yeah, this sets the most awful precedents for any type of artist, not just writers, but also people who draw and all sorts of artists, any form,
any form of creativity. It's gonna make people think twice before signing on to a project that they themselves don't own. Which is going to hurt a lot of the bigger companies more so than, like, say, the indies that are doing things. It's going to hurt them more because most indie creators work together anyway. So, it's a very dangerous precedent to set if you want good writers to sign on to work on your projects.
Well, and if you're sitting there as a consumer and you're saying, well, why the hell should I give a crap, right? Why does this affect me? This affects you because it affects the quality of the content that you will be receiving.
Exactly.
These people, the people who do this kind of material, they're going to be far less inclined. The brilliant minds, the people who write these amazing stories, they're going to be far less likely. Those future Alan Dean Fosters are far less likely to get a foothold into this particular field because they're going to wind up having to pursue other paths. It's just too hard, right? They don't want to be that starving artist wandering around in California waiting for their big break. Whenever it's not even if they get a big break, it ultimately may not pan out for them anyway, right? So this
this is kind of like a next level thing, because I remember back in the day when I used to want to be a cartoonist and wanted to work for Disney. I heard some horror stories about Disney and how like they abused their artists and they didn't pay them enough and they worked them like insane hours, and the level of what they needed to get out of the artist was like insane. And that's why they were Disney. They were who they were because they got the best out of their workers. But we're talking about another level of absolute thievery and underhandedness. This is not just like you're overworking your artist or whatever. This is like, oh, this person's created this IP for you, or like created this story for your IP, and then they're never going to see a dime from it.
I would almost rather add that this is par for the course for Disney, with all the horror stories that I've heard, people who are much less well known, trying to sue Disney, and Disney's just waiting them out until they're out of money, and they just keep healing and pushing it back and run out.
Disney has that massive board of lawyers, and what exactly are you going to do about it, right? And this is just so incredibly frustrating because we're kind of sitting here on this end and they're just getting away with it. They're just getting away with it. I don't understand the mentality behind this. They're burning bridges. Alan Dean Foster wrote the novelization for The Force Awakens. That was only a few years ago, guys. This is a bridge that they are burning.
Yep.
They're burning bridges with current writers, current authors. They feel if they can do this to Alan Dean Foster, they can do this to anyone.
Yeah, everybody's fair game.
They are, but to get back to that as well, you remember when Disney used to be about storytelling. They are no longer about storytelling and haven't for about the past 20 years or so. They are about merchandising. So they could care less about the IP. They could care less about paying authors what they're due. All they want to do is just use the property, chew it, and spew it out. And not just authors. I'll extend this to even people who go to their parks. How they've been nickel and diming people to death.
Like the fork.
Yeah, like the fork.
You gotta buy that hunk of metal.
Fork thing. It even started when they were increasing how much it costs to rent a stroller. So the people who were the least able to afford it, they started with increasing how much it was to rent strollers, and then increasing the prices of food in the park. How much to park there? And it used to be that you could park at a Disney resort for free. It was like included.
Yeah.
They got rid of that 2 years ago.
I remember
now
when
it's like
the strollers were free.
$25. Yeah. To park there now. And so if you think that if they don't even care that much about the people who come to their parks, who fund the movies and all this other stuff, they're sure
you know
as
what
heck
the
not caring
craziest
about the
thing
authors.
about what you're saying, Lorena, is that like you're saying that they care about the merchandise. Well, you would think that they would put out a good goddamn Star Wars movie so they can sell some damn merchandise.
You would think so,
You
right?
would think so.
But that would require knowing that they don't know better.
And you would think that they wouldn't screw over current authors and burn bridges with people who they theoretically still need, right? But it speaks to the overall mentality, right? About not just how they'll treat their park guests, not just how they'll treat their artists, but how they'll treat their authors, how they'll treat anyone. They consider themselves absolutely bulletproof. There's nothing you can do to them or about them, right? Nothing anyone can do to break them down. As far as they're concerned, they're too big to fail.
That's exactly it. They think they're too big to fail. And like I think I had said in another live stream, they're not even paying the investors. They're not paying dividends to the investors at all. But they paid their executive board though.
You know who else thought
they are too big to fail? They really do.
You know who else thought they were too big to fail? Darth Vader and Palpatine. That's all I have to say about that.
I was going to say me. I got a gut the size of the Death Star.
The Republic. So
and guys,
Alan Dean is not the only one getting screwed over by Disney, guys, as you can tell by this headline here. If I can find my tab, there we go. Deadbeat Disney also screwed Charles Lippincott. Pretty apt photo there of Disney. Right?
I'm keeping me money.
Yes, you gotta pick it up.
Isn't that ironic? Isn't that ironic? This greedy depiction of Scrooge McDuck. You see him in the Disney Christmas shoot. You know what I'm talking about?
Disney's A Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol.
You see him in Mickey's Christmas Carol, and he changes his ways. Disney has literally become the thing that they depict as villainous, right? This is literally who, what, and how they are. They will let a man with cancer, and they will let a man with cancer die without his royalties while they sit there and money grub and be like, we want an NDA, and before we'll even come to the table with you. And like he tried so hard to handle this quietly, and he's been given no choice but to go public with it. I know you're trying to read. Why does this look like it's an Elvish script to me?
I don't
know. Is that my stream that this is? It's a little
blurry.
Yeah. Is that mine or is that Tom's?
I assume it's yours. Yeah, it's gotta be yours.
Is it mine? Okay.
I can pull it up if you want me to.
Yeah, would you please?
You're wanting Lippincott, right? Because there are.
Yeah. I don't know
Okay.
why I'm having such a blurry situation going on. That's weird.
Right.
I mean, I'm not blurry, right?
No, it's just
No.
probably because StreamYard takes a lot of resources, so it all depends on
Lippincott. Here we go. Try this. Can you see that? Okay. Looks clear to me.
Yeah, much better.
Yes.
Get rid of the cookies. Put the cookie
Okay.
down.
All right.
All right. So since former Star Wars, can you zoom in just a little bit?
I can.
Thank you.
I got a nice new keyboard yesterday. So.
All right.
Look
So
at that fancy smancy lady getting a new keyboard.
Right?
Andrew sent it to me. I didn't even know it was coming.
Aw.
Does that mean I gotta buy you a fucking camera now?
No. I didn't even know it was coming, but it lights up purple. So
I heard she got a camera already. She's waiting.
it's going to. I'm gonna get it on Black Friday. So.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So since former Star Wars marketing director Charles Lippincott passed away months ago, his wife has been posting periodically on his Facebook account. The latest post indicates that Alan Dean Foster and Charles Lippincott may have something in common. In the wake of the revelations that Disney is not paying royalties owed to Alan Dean Foster, she recently wrote on Facebook, "Bumpy here. Charles was very concerned with publicly sharing certain items from his archives, such as his early Star Wars cast and crew interviews, because of a separation agreement made with LFL. What does that stand for?
Lucasfilm Limited.
Oh, thank you. Never mind that Lucasfilm Limited didn't live up to their end and pay him residuals on any use of their materials. He felt leery of sharing these historic tapes because he felt honor bound to keep his end of the agreement." What a nice guy. See, nice guys always get screwed. This is what happens. Nice guys always get screwed. This is bullshit. I'm sorry. A couple of days ago, Diane O'Bannon shared a post revealing that Disney, who now owes Alien and Star Wars, refuses to pay Alan Dean Foster his residuals on the books he wrote because Disney bought the rights to the property, but not their liabilities. Wow, talk about screwing someone over. When Charlie had posted about the problem of trying to claim his residuals, several of you tried suggesting lawyers who might want to become involved in helping him. Underrated Charlie felt the problem with suing were greater than its possible outcome. That's so sad. Ooh.
Right, I'm just making it bigger for you so that you can see.
That's what she said.
Giggity.
Oh my God, my eyes are like, what the hell's happening? Where were we? Thank you.
Phrasing.
Charlie felt problems with suing were greater than its possible outcome. That partly came from Charlie's reluctance to get involved with fights. He tended to fume in private rather than involve lawyers and the judicial system. This latest move by Disney really shows the problem of fighting the studios. They have an army of lawyers who come up with the most devious ways of screwing people over, even lawyers you think are your friends, as happened with Charlie when, unbeknownst to Charlie for 40 years, his good buddy, whom he defended, had screwed him out of LFL, 20th Century Fox, giving him 5% of the Kenner profits that George had promised them.
Wait,
Whoa.
5%?
5%, yeah. That's what it said.
That's
Oh,
insane.
that's unconscionable.
I mean, effing lawyers, man. This world would be a better place
But
without them.
Disney
Sorry
has
if
the
there's
best.
any lawyers in the chat. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Disney has the best, though. Disney has the best, and they have a team of the best. And if you're gonna, like, it literally states up there, like, he felt like the problems with suing them were just bigger because ultimately he's going up against this massive team, right? And they're gonna twist and spin whatever way humanly possible. Winning is going to be incredibly difficult, and if he does win, then it probably will wind up having cost him more than it was worth ultimately.
Yeah, and that's what you and Lorena were talking about. Disney just does this, especially little people, just waiting them out, like just waiting them out, because it's very costly to file a suit, and it takes time usually, especially in COVID times. Like,
yeah,
everything's on backlog.
Especially considering that he was ill and old, and like, what do you do at that point? Like, it's, for me, it would have been the principle of the matter, right? But for a lot of people, and reasonably so, you hit this point where you just feel like you've hit a brick wall, and you're just sitting there saying to yourself, it's not worth it. I just want to live my life. I just want to go on with my life and preserve what little time I have left, and it not be this giant stressful affair. And I'm sorry, but stress can kill you, right? Especially if you're old and ill. Stress can absolutely kill you. And so it's not unreasonable to look at that situation and go, no, I just want to enjoy what time I have left, and you let it go, you know?
Especially with lawsuits, because they can be emotionally draining.
Yes.
So emotionally draining.
Yeah, absolutely.
The latest move of Disney refusing to pay ADF his residuals once again shows what's wrong with our legal system. The army of lawyers employed by Disney forces any of us who want to go against them to hire our own lawyers to fight them legally. We have to spend money to get our due rights. I mean, it's right that an author has to sue to get his residuals because the ownership of his intellectual creations changed ownership in a corporate move? No, of course not. This is so crazy. Which brings me back to Charlie's Archives. Am I, as an individual, morally bound to honor my husband's ethics when we live in a corporate world that has none? I mean,
Jesus. God bless that poor woman's heart. Seriously, God bless her freaking heart. That has got to be so incredibly difficult to survive through. And that's not the only story here. We got another one here, right?
Like, yes, we do. Did you want me to try and pull it up and see if
I've got it in the bottom for Tom if he wants it.
Okay.
So there we go.
This one's a short one. It's just basically like a. There he is again. I mean, it's funny because Scrooge, at least Scrooge learns in the end, and becomes a nice person.
Disney's learning. They're learning they can get away with it. And no one's going to do anything about it. And I'm sorry, but that's where our obligation as patrons of this material comes in. That is where it becomes our duty, our obligation to hold them to some moral standard, to hold them to some ethical standard. Because otherwise, look, this is the whole reason why when you go to Disney, if you go to Disney, if you can afford to go to Disney, they nickel and dime you out of every single cent you have. They don't want you to leave that park and spend your money anywhere else. They don't want you to have any money to spend anywhere else. They want you to have every single cent that you possess, right? And this is the mentality that tells Disney that they can treat you that way because they can treat these people this way. I'm sorry, but it's your money. Keep it in your pocket until they learn how to behave like decent human beings.
Oh, absolutely. Like I tell people, there's people like myself who we have the money to do all these extra things at the parks, but won't do it on general principle because it's just like, no, you're not giving me what I need for my money. So it's just like, no, you're not. We're spending the absolute least amount of money getting
like today, my husband and I were discussing going down to Florida soon, for a little vacation. And my husband was like, well, do you want to go to Disney or you want to go to Universal? And I was like, hell no, I don't want to go to Disney. Look at what they're doing. I don't want to pay for this. I want to support this.
You go to Universal, they treat you like you are.
That's right.
I was literally just going to say, Lorena, last year, it was just a little over a year ago that I went to Disney with my family. We were there my parents were there for like a month and a half or something like that. But I was there for about 3 weeks. And the 2 weeks that we spent at Disney were the worst of the entire vacation. We were herded, shoved, and prodded like cattle. It was ridiculous. We couldn't get anything done. Everyone was tensed up, stressed out, and frustrated frustrated with every single interaction we had with anybody at the freaking park. It was so difficult to just enjoy. And considering how much money my family spent while we were there, you would have think it would have been a dream vacation, but it wasn't. It was an absolute nightmare. We get to Universal, everyone's attitudes change. It is like night and day. We had a blast.
Yeah.
You want some magic? Go to Harry Potter Land.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
Yes.
Oh my
Mhm.
God. Because I was just there for the summer. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter is what Galaxy's Edge should
have
Yeah.
been. Yes.
You are, the immersion level is freaking
I
huge.
love it.
The
I have
first
like
thing
my
you
wand,
see
and I couldn't get it to quite work, and they have someone comes
over and help.
with magic to help make
Yep.
it work.
Yep. They have a professor come over and help you with your wand and make you figure out how to make it work. The first thing you see when you walk in is the giant dragon sitting on top of Gringotts, blowing fireballs at you. It is, you can feel it from the ground. You feel it.
Wait. Which one are you talking about? Because
Florida.
see, I went to the Universal in Hollywood. They didn't have no fire-breathing dragon there.
Oh, they didn't have Diagon Alley?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they did have Diagon Alley, but they didn't have no fire-breathing dragon.
Girl,
They had the train.
No Gringotts? Oh, dang.
They had the train. They had like the massive ass train there at the very beginning.
I got to go through Hogwarts. I got to go through Hogwarts on a ride. And you, like the perspective that the forced perspective that they have of Hogwarts is that it looks amazing when you walk up to it and it looks like it's on the far off hill or whatever. And then you get to Hogwarts and you go in through the bottom and you're going through Hogwarts and it is absolutely amazing. And you feel wonderful. You come out in the gift shop and you still feel like you're in Hogwarts. It's wonderful. Everything about it, like everything.
I mean, we're totally getting off topic here, but I definitely want to go visit.
My aunt broke her wand. They fixed it for free. It was like
they did.
Yeah, it was really wonderful. They treat you like your family, like you belong there. And it is. I went into Nocturne Alley. It was so creepy. I was like, I want to make out there.
I love that place.
Isn't it great to get a Deathie?
They had that in Hollywood too. But so Charles or Alan Dean Foster and Charles Lippincott are not the only ones getting screwed over by Disney. It appears that Star Wars author J.W. Rinsler has similar concerns. So yet another Star Wars creator is being screwed. Seems normal that hashtag Alan Dean Foster SB paid. After all, I have similar concerns. I support Alan Dean Foster on Twitter. This almost certainly comes as a blow since Mr. Rinsler has recently been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Oh,
isn't that crazy? Isn't that weird how all of these guys have something in common? They're all ill or dead, and that is bizarre to me.
Or have spouses that are also severely ill.
Yeah, it's so bizarre to me how they are literally taking advantage of the weak and the infirmed. And so, aren't those the people in society we're supposed to protect? Yeah. Aren't those the people in society that we're supposed to stand up for and make sure that nobody steamrolls? Isn't that why we're all super protective of our grandparents and like we go and check on them every time they're in the home? You're like, is everybody being good to you? And you beat that nurse aide's ass who touched your grandpa wrong. Like why is it that Disney? I thought you were a family corporation. I thought you cared about families. Why are you steamrolling the elderly and the infirmed? Why are you doing this? Especially these people who gave you their all.
It's just too much Roy Disney and not enough Walt Disney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that was why they were so wonderful together, was because they were this wonderful yin and yang. And God knows Walt Disney gave Roy freaking migraines, right? Roy had such a hard time reining Walt in, but Walt.
How are we going to pay for this?
How are we going to pay for any of this? But it was Walt who made this the place, the destination, the place, the name, right? If it had just been Roy, honestly, I think it would have been no different than some Cedar Park that you went to, right? But it was Walt that made this a family corporation, a name that you could trust and rely on, that made Disney that family. It was synonymous with family, right? And so you trusted it because you knew that they were going to treat you like they would treat their family. And so at this point, though, they've lost that. They've lost the Walt, and they've done nothing but keep the Roy. And not that Roy doesn't have his place. I understand they're a business and they need to work. But these men sat there and gave you their blood, sweat, and tears, their best material. They gave you everything, right? And for you to deny them those residuals.
Actually, they went one further and they squeezed out Roy. Remember? Like, you know, and just how they treated just all the Disney family. You know, there was a whole big hullabaloo there last couple
Yeah,
of
they
years.
did.
Yeah.
The Abigail Disney was throwing shade at them.
Oh, yeah.
In the cast members.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we should probably hit some of these super chats. What do you guys think?
Let's do
Absolutely.
that. Lorena, why don't you take it off? Okay, take it off. Oh my god. I'm so
We
sorry.
kind of sort of almost did that last week.
Hey, phrasing!
Whoops.
Let's see. I'm going to start with Willie Woodward for $5. Thank you so much. She says, though there is lack of cleavage, you equally have my attention. No creepo.
Well, thanks, Billy. Really appreciate that.
We appreciate
I
you.
got Star Wars. It's pretty good. There you go.
How can you complain about the cleavage I got going on? I don't understand. Like, I'm fine.
Right?
Willie. Quit pointing at it, Willie. Quit pointing at it. Taking it away.
Oh my god. Oh.
I'm just giving him a hard time. He messaged me the other day with the best of intentions, and we appreciate you, Willie. I think we should rotate and let Mandy do the Matt G one, and then I'll do the 16-bit mascot because you know he wants to hear her do that.
Oh heck yeah!
Okay.
$2 for Matt G. Thank you so much. Like, oh my god, Mandy, and like Chick-fil-A, Arby's.
Yay.
Bacon cheese fries, sir. I need some bacon cheese fries.
That went right
Deal.
over my head. I feel like that's an
Sounds
inside
good.
joke. Hey, is that
Aw.
maximum effort puppy? Hey, woo! Nobody does the Valley Girl quite like Mandy.
I should have gotten a maximum effort puppy for just reading that tiny ass test that I almost went blind on. my eyes just
Well, you still could have read your article, Nina, and
There
I
we go.
kept up with you. So
Hey, that's true. I didn't use my brain. That's all right. Here we go.
we'll know for next time. 16-bit mascot for $3.50. Thank you so much. He says, "Hail, toxic ladies, and welcome, Mandy and Tom."
Oh, Tom.
Dinkelberg.
Wow.
guys,
I heard that in a long time.
guys, be sweet to Tom. He doesn't feel good tonight.
I love Tom. He's great.
Tom is awesome.
He's being a tonight.
Tom is awesome.
Tom needs a nap. Tom needs a sleepy puppy.
Oh, he needs that like puppy on the broom, the lazy.
Oh, okay.
That's too freaking cute.
All I want to do is insert a binky in its mouth.
Oh, so cute. Dean approved for $20. Thank you so much, Dean.
Hey, Steve.
You're all Dean approved. Don't listen to the haters. Thank you, Dean.
Thanks,
I can't wait to
Dean.
murder you among us.
Man, what haters? What haters?
That
What was it
game.
Tom said earlier? Haters gonna hate or hate the player, not the game. That was what it was.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man, what haters? They're not even on my radar. Go find something better to do. Also, you can't put my info on the dark web. I'm well hidden. Can't dox this doom 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 doom. Can't dox this doom 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 doom.
I like it.
Oh my god, it's hilarious. Oh, Wyatt Holiday for $4.99. Thank you. Says big congrats, Mandy. It's great to see the ladies and Tom again this week. Thank you, Wyatt.
Thanks, Wyatt.
And yes, for those of you who weren't here earlier when we made the announcement, now that we got a couple hundred more people watching, Mandy is the newest permanent member of Toxic Femininity, and we are big congratulations to her. We're so happy she's here. All right, let's see here, Mr. Tickle Trunk. I wag my disapproving bell finger at you, sir. So Canadian $5, Mr. Tickle Trunk. I know people who've worked as Disney artists many years back. They didn't call it Mauschwitz Duckow for nothing. Writers, animators, doesn't matter. Wow, I'd never heard that terminology.
Exactly. That's what I was talking about. They abuse their They definitely abuse their creators a lot at Disney.
That is crazy. That's a terminology I never would have put together, but it's clever. And sorry that it's applicable, but it's clever. Mandy, go ahead.
Mandy.
Oh, okay. Fat Steven Seagal beat what's he always beating people up? Fat Steven Seagal beat up Dave Filoni for $2. Thank you so much. Tom looks really sexy as Slave Leia. Hey, ladies.
Hey, Steven.
No, you don't understand, Steven. He's going to show up in a bikini, and none of us want that shit. This is why we don't have nice things. Fat Steven Seagal.
Steven, I'm also looking forward to murdering you on Among Us later.
I need to get
here we go.
It's
going to be great. Mary, you got to get it and play with us. It's so fun. Okay, here we go. Caesar, what?
Cesario JPN.
Thank you very much. Cesaria JPN for $5. Thank you so much. Someone call up Nick Rekieta for this. Need some lawyer explaining the internet. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Tom, you got to reach out.
I had heard that he had been connected with Nick Rekieta, was what I had heard.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, that's great.
That could just be internet banter, but that was something I had heard. So one can only hope. But yes, Nick Rekieta's the guy. And I think we're back to you, Lorena.
Okay, Willie Woodward for $2 again. Thank you. He says, "Silly Mary, Disney has always been vultures."
Well, look, that's not really true. Roy was certainly, but Walt was far more interested in making a magical experience. And Walt had the heart. And look, Walt was not without his flaws, right? Everybody knows he certainly had some anti-Semitism going on and other issues, of course, but he really did care about the experience, and he loved people, right? You could, I mean, like, so much so that like nobody ever saw the guy smoke. He didn't want to be that kind of an example. He truly cared about people, and I believe that with all my heart. Not that he didn't have an edge to him at times.
Mary, I hate to burst your bubble, but have you ever seen that Family Guy little skit where it's like Walt Disney and he's like talking to Minnie Mouse and he's like, "You want to be a star, don't you?" And she's like taking it off. That's Walt Disney.
I have seen that. But I think it was a bit of a different time as well. You know what I mean?
It was a much different time. I've read Walt's biography that was written about him, and he really did care about the people. That's why he wanted a park that wasn't dirty like the other carnivals and whatever they'd gone to. He wanted a place that was nice, that was
for his grandkids,
that both kids and adults could actually enjoy. And he had all these big plans to do all this stuff. And Roy's constantly like, "How are you going to pay for it?" He's kind of like, "I don't know. That's your job. You have to figure out, how to get people to pay for it." And even with Disney World, where he wanted to build that because everything creeped over there with Anaheim, he wanted enough land to have a place for people to go, and wanted to make it so, because I think that's how I-95 got a hold of it, to get like the people from the Northeast to come down, because it was a place, there was nothing like it. There's a reason that people travel to go to Disney World as opposed to, say, going to Six Flags in Jersey.
Yeah, it was all about the magic for Walt. It was absolutely he wanted it to be magical, and he captured that. He really did capture it. Like I said, the guy's not without flaws, and I would never argue that. Yeah, I would never argue that he didn't have an edge, but he had an attunement to that magical side that he definitely wanted preserved, and that was something I think we've lost that somewhere along the way. So I'm not saying Disney hasn't been vultures. I'm saying that there was some humanity to it at one point.
They would leave some breadcrumbs out for people. But the past 20 years, they've just
No, you know what? It's so funny because it actually, to reference another cartoon, it actually reminds me of The Simpsons when Mr. Burns is like, does anyone have change for a button? That's basically like what Disney and the corporations are like, because they're so cheap and they're just that rich guy that doesn't even like give a morsel out. That's what Disney's become. Like you said, too big to fail. So hopefully
they're gonna learn.
They're gonna learn today.
Mama's a bitch, so
yeah,
maybe
they're gonna learn.
Bite them in the ass. All those people when they get old and they can't do anything more. I can't wait till they start getting denied residuals.
I know. Payback.
Oh man.
You know what?
All right. Well, let's go ahead. I think we're going to move on to our next topic for the night as soon as I find my freaking article. And this one actually royally ticked me off. Oh, wait, hold on. This one's me, I believe. Wait, hold on. Bring the other one back up there. Bring the other one back up. There we go. Wait, the one before that, Tom.
Did you get all these, though?
No, they're not in the private chat.
Yeah, I know. They just popped up. This was the first one. Start here.
Okay, so DM. DM for $2 says, "You are my kind of Britney Spears, a toxic #puppies." We have all kinds of puppies here on the street.
Woo!
We love them. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat.
That's my favorite Britney song. Toxic.
It's toxic. Okay.
Who's toxic? I'm slipping on with a taste on your lips. I'm on a
I love Britney Spears.
Why is Willie trying to, somebody explain to me why Willie's trying to die today?
I don't know. He's living on the edge today, I guess.
What
I'm really glad he didn't say above Lorena, because I would have just been like, mother.
Look at me and call me old again. Come on. Where's my flip flop? Oh yeah. No more boobs for you, Willie. That's no soup for you.
No boobs for you.
You've earned it now.
Look, we'll go ahead and let Mandy read that last one because we'll let.
You sure it's for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I read the one before that. Let Nina read the last one, and then we'll let you read the Matt G one. That way, everybody.
Wait, which one's the last one?
We didn't actually read the Willie super chat, Tom. So go ahead and technically.
Who's the old lady next to Lorena?
Why you want to die? Why you want to die?
Thanks, Willie.
Go ahead, Mandy.
Okay.
Oh,
look at him go. There you go.
He's so cute. Oh my god.
Almost. There you go. Wait, almost. Wait. There we go.
So cute.
I love
puppies.
So precious. And Matt G for $5. Thank you so much. Oh my God, Mary. Thanks for making Mandy like Parliament member of Toxic Femininity. Like what?
Right? Well, look.
Parliament?
Full credit to Tom, man. He came to me with it last week, and he was like, "What do you think?" And I was like, "Yes, please." And so we were all on board with this. I think it's a brilliant idea. So I would say everybody fully agreed. Mandy was a great idea. So, booyah. All right. Have we got all the super chats now?
I think we have all.
I believe. So.
Wait.
There's a new one.
There's a new one from Marcos A.
All right, go ahead, Lorena.
Let's see. Disney is really Movies, the golden calf company from Dogma that is so corrupt and vicious at what they do behind the scenes.
Oh my gosh, they are like movies. They are like movies.
It's true. Oh my God, it's true. It's
wow.
True. It is true.
I haven't seen that movie in a while.
I haven't seen that movie in years.
But that's
now
not
inaccurate.
That's not inaccurate though at all.
It's not.
And we got one more for Willie here. I'll go ahead and read this and we'll move on to our next topic for tonight. Willie Woodford for $5 says, "I'm just messing with you, Mary, but if you want to bring it, it ain't hard to find me." Oh, I know where to find you. I know exactly where to find you, and I will be.
Mary's like, I know where you live.
I will be bringing my flip flops, sir. So hold on, I gotta take my earrings off.
Oh shit, that's serious. Okay, before we do your next story, though, I want to say we all did see the new Maximum Effort puppy.
We did.
Yeah, so cute.
Sure did.
So we're retiring the other one for a while for special occasions. This is the actual new Maximum Effort puppy and strut.
I love it. Love it.
And we have a new addition. Are you guys ready?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's precious.
Adorable.
Oh my God.
So cute.
Promise me one thing, you will never play. You will never play that in conjunction with an Amber Heard story.
Oh fuck no. Okay, okay. Here's an example. Oh, John Candy in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. He gets an Oscar-winning puppy.
Yeah,
absolutely. Oh my God!
Yep. Speaking of which, I have to watch that movie soon. It's Thanksgiving, and that is my favorite Thanksgiving movie.
That is a fun movie.
Tom, side note, and I know we should be getting into our topics. Are you excited for the Oscar nominations coming out soon?
I hope that more than Borat wins. That's what oh man. I hope some actual movies get nominated, but not the one that starts with a C anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will be so highly upset if that actually gets nominated. I will be ready to be on the warpath for that one. All right, guys. Well, this one is particularly interesting, and it teed me off so fracking bad that I could not see straight, mainly because of the verbiage they use in this stuff. And if this doesn't tick you off too, I don't know how to help you. All right. So exclusive that comes to us from geekositymag.com. Amber Heard could have Mera solo film. If you don't know who Mera is, it's because she's unimportant. She was the side chick in Aquaman, right? She was the one with the pretty aquamarine.
Nobody cares about that chick.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna stop you right there. I did like her before I knew who Amber Heard was. I really liked Mera, especially because they kind of like gave homage to Ariel, and she looked like Ariel, and I was really into her because of her look and everything. But then I found out who Amber Heard was and what the hell she was doing, and I was like, "F this chick! I hate you." That was
that character just did not appeal to me. She just didn't really do anything for me. I was more interested in Nicole Kidman's character.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I like Nicole Kidman too, but I really like Mera's look because of Ariel. And I was like, she looks like Ariel. Like, I was like, I love Ariel.
I didn't watch it because Aquaman sucks, and even seeing fine ass Jason Momoa as Aquaman, it's it's Aquaman.
Reason I watched it,
right? That's everybody. That's why nobody gets excited about Aquaman. Nobody's ever been like, yeah, Aquaman.
He like the list, even in the Super Friends, he's just calling dolphins and crap.
I can't hate on Aquaman. The movie did $1 billion worldwide. It did a fantastic job. It was well received and loved. And I can't hate on Aquaman. What I can say, honestly, realistically, is that I didn't remember Mera's name when I left the movie theater. Right? I didn't remember her name. I didn't know. I didn't even know who the hell Amber Heard was at the time. I couldn't have cared less about her. She looked really pretty, and that was great. And I was digging the jellyfish dress, and that was cool, right? But I didn't know her name when it was over, and she doesn't matter to me. I know who Amber Heard is now, but Mera I couldn't care less about. Right? I don't care about that character at all. So let's go ahead and dig into this a little bit. I'll go ahead and blow this up for you guys so you can see it a little bit better. Oh, look at that face! Isn't she innocent? It doesn't look like she just shit in your bed at all, does it?
Cut your finger so bad.
I don't know. She's got pretty murderous eyes there. She looks like she's about to cut off your finger.
You didn't need that finger.
I forgot she dropped a deuce in his bed. So it's like I'm hearing it again for the first time because I totally forgot she was Amber Heard forever. Sorry. I got a little side.
So, and I don't understand why Warner Brothers has taken this path, but whatever. Amber Heard just might fill Warner Brothers' need for more female superhero movies with a Mera solo film. I get an idea how you can do that. Just fucking give us Wonder Woman too. That might do it. We all like Wonder Woman. We know who that is. Online petitions and negative social media chatter aside, Heard co-starred in Aquaman, the first of DC Films' releases to generate $1 billion worldwide. That was just 2 years ago. 2018's Aquaman earned $335 million in the U.S. box office and a mammoth $813 million overseas. No pun intended. Sources inform me that if Warner Brothers is able to look away from Ezra Miller's choking incident video, then it shouldn't be a shock that they would do the same for Heard. They've already proven with Heard, officially stating that she would be filming in Aquaman 2 despite internet outrage to have her fired. Warner Brothers is not taking any of the Twitter, YouTube, and petition campaigns to have Heard removed seriously, an insider explained. That they see it no differently than the boycott of Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel film, which proved to be ineffective as it brought in over $1 billion to Disney. They believe it's artificially inflated and most likely politically motivated. They don't base their decisions on web chatter. I'm sorry, excuse me?
What do they mean politically motivated?
That's a crack at AT&T, by the way.
Yeah, well, it has to be.
Really?
I was literally just telling Lorena the other day, it has to be because they're doing the Snyder Cut. And that's nothing but web chat.
Oh, for the Snyder Cut thing.
Yeah.
It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah, I'm not mansplaining here, but yeah, just a reminder, Warner Brothers never wanted the Snyder Cut out there. As far as they were concerned, it didn't fucking exist.
No, they didn't.
But it was AT&T that made that decision, yeah.
Right.
I don't understand this, though, because nobody gives a flying monkey's left testicle about whether or not Mera has her own solo film. We could not care less, right?
Okay, see, here's the craziness about it. Is that right now we're going to be getting a Wonder Woman movie, which is basically going to bomb. Like it's already bombing. And they're going to be doing this whole streaming thing with Wonder Woman and theaters are going out of business.
It's being sacrificed. It's not. Here's the thing. Everybody thinks they're just putting it out there because whatever. No, it's nothing to do with the theaters. It has everything to do with selling HBO Max. Why? Because they only have 8.6 million subscribers and Disney Plus has 73 million subscribers. Yeah. Right now, HBO Max is a failure. They have nothing. They don't have any of the Game of Thrones spinoffs that they were promised.
No.
All that shit went to shit. So now that's why they're going after No Time to Die. That's why they're going to try and do something with Stargate. That's why I guarantee you I'm willing to put money on it. We're going to hear Dune is going to get split up into a miniseries and thrown on HBO Max. I bet you $5.
I mean, I really hope they get Stargate made. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've been on panel with Joseph Malozzi and I know he's in talks. So
we'll
see.
Here's my thing. I don't want to hear anything else about women power and how you need to fill that women roster up. If you're going to go and sacrifice Wonder Woman 84 to the HBO Max gods, then I don't want to hear jack shit about how you care about women. I don't want to hear.
Mary, that was kind of like what I was gonna go on is basically like what's crazy to me is Wonder Woman's having all these problems. And it's Wonder Woman, and we all want to see Wonder Woman. Most of us want to see Wonder Woman, even with the politics and blah blah blah. Right. That aside, but who gives a shit about Mera? Like, does anybody really want to see this movie?
Nobody, no one, not comic book readers. Nobody cared about Aquaman. They cared about Jason Momoa looking sexy.
I know.
Whatever they do with this character, with this particular IP, it's gonna flop within every audience. Women don't want her. Men don't like it. They don't care anything about Mera. She's not a character anybody brags about.
I have HBO Max. I have only accessed that twice. I get it for free with AT&T. And one of the biggest flubs that they did is they didn't put HBO Max on Fire TV until about a week ago. And that's when they announced that Wonder Woman was going to go to HBO Max.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, Mary, go ahead.
I'm going to sit here and I'm going to point at what Mandy said. Like, she's right. Women went to that movie because Jason Momoa is the kind of guy that makes you feel like he'll protect you, rip someone else's head off, and keep you safe while he's doing it. Guys look at Amber Heard and go, "Oh shit, I'm not going to have a dick when this is over." Right? Like nobody wants her. Nobody wants Amber Heard. She's not a. She's not.
Yeah, but okay, Mary. even if they casted somebody else, would you still want to go see Mera?
No,
I mean,
no.
I feel like they're throwing their money away either way.
That's what I'm saying. Is
Crazy.
that for Aquaman, they had the draw of Jason Momoa, and that was what brought us in. But they don't even have that with Amber Heard because men are too busy worried about whether or not she's going to shit in their bed. Like seriously, she can't act. I'm sorry, but the chick can't act. She happened to have some bare minimum reasonable chemistry with Jason Momoa. And honestly, let's be real, who here would not have some chemistry with Jason Momoa, right? Yeah. Like you could have cast a turtle in that role and it would have literally like no, seriously, you could have stuck like Speedy Gonzalez in that role and he would have been like, man, you are so sexy. Like everybody, like you cannot imagine. Everybody would have lost. No one would have turned down that role and not had some chemistry with Jason Momoa. But I'm sorry, she's not a good actress. There is nothing to pull you.
I would have had good chemistry with Jason Momoa.
I bet you would. You need to Tom, you need to take
I
your
would have fell in love with his lazy eye.
You need to take your pregnant ass to bed. You need to take your pregnant ass to bed. All right, you floozy. He's already walking around carrying triplets, I'm sure.
And if I am correct me if I'm wrong, because again, I don't like Aquaman. I didn't like the comics. And Mera was technically his wife, right? She's the queen of Atlantis, right? Okay.
I believe so.
I don't know if they're married. I think they're just promised to each other.
Is that what it is? They're promised? Okay.
In Justice League, they were married to each other. I remember that. But that was
that's what I was thinking. And I'm just thinking to myself, you know, as far as Justice League goes, when you got to pick a character, like, oh, what character are you gonna when your friends dress up? You know, you got Superman, Green Lantern, Flash, you know, Batman. Superman. Nobody wants to be Aquaman, and you know what they want to be even less? His wife. Nobody wants that. If they could not make Birds of Prey interesting, Harley Quinn is an incredible character. It is an incredible IP. Yeah. She is loved within every, fandom. They love Harley Quinn. Mera, no. Maybe it's gonna flop. It is gonna it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny to laugh at how because they actually think this is gonna do good.
I just don't even understand it at this point. I'm like, why do they just want to throw their money away? Like, why would they even do this?
Well, because what they're doing is they're going for these movies. They're going for the quote unquote girl power, believe all women type of thing. Like the news with the Pirates of the Caribbean reboot with Margot Robbie. Who wants that?
Shit show that's gonna be. Nobody
wants that.
Nobody. I mean, if you based it off of a real female pirate from back in the day, all right, but that's not why they're doing it. They're leading it with gender, which is the same thing that's going on with this.
Which is so stupid.
I want to get back to something that Lorena brought up earlier, which I think was a brilliant point, is how is this political? So they sit there and literally the way that this is pointed at is they believe it's artificially inflated and most likely politically motivated. How? What does this have to do with politics? But people not wanting to look at a woman on screen who we know to be an actually violent person is not politically motivated. That's something that spans across all sides of the platform. It spans across. Nobody wants to see someone on screen who they know has physically harmed someone else. And it's the reason that you cite for firing Johnny Depp from Fantastic Beasts. So if this is politically motivated, then what was your shit with Johnny Depp? Explain that to me, please, Warner Brothers. Oh, we're the ones who are politically motivated, but you fired Johnny Depp. I'm sorry, but it really looks like a case of serious projection here to me. That's what this looks like to me. Is you are projecting on fans what you yourself. But if you can reasonably fire Johnny Depp for these things and say, "Oh, that's not politically motivated," or whatever, we don't want to have that kind of controversy, then you need to take her off your fucking your roster. You need to take her off hardcore.
What did I say? I was going to say, ladies. What did I know? At least Mary and Lorena might remember this, but like, what was it? Almost a month ago now, where I said, I think on this very show, if Warner Brothers wanted to like play the high road here, they should either work with either both of them or neither of them.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
This if you need to have this cut and dry. And look, this is the petition that we've got. This thing is damn near at 1.5 million signatures.
Wow.
Okay.
Wait, I haven't signed this. I
haven't signed it either,
shit.
but I need to.
I'll put
Neither
the
have
link.
I.
I will put the link up in the Toxic Femme chat literally right now. I signed it, and I'm particularly proud of myself because I signed it relatively early on before all of this hit.
Maybe I did sign it.
share it
I
in
think
the
I signed
regular
this
chat too,
months
Mary.
ago.
Yeah,
You should
I can
be
do that. Absolutely. I'll go ahead and throw that up in the, and if you guys haven't signed this in the chat, no, look, no one here is telling you what to do with yourself. But if you haven't signed this and you're so inclined to do so, there's the
Normally, look, I'll
link.
say this. Normally, these petitions don't do jack shit, but then the Snyder Cut happened. So you know what? That tells me AT&T does pay attention.
Absolutely. Absolutely. AT&T.
Yeah, and you know what else worked though, you guys? The whole Game of Thrones thing. Why do you think all the prequels got canceled? Because everybody was like, fuck season 8. You guys fucked up. Nobody cares about you anymore.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they waited to the very end though to destroy it.
God,
y'all kept me all the way to the end before you dropped that bomb on me.
Yeah.
Damn them.
No, I don't understand what the hell they're thinking here. With this is 1.5 million signatures. This is a giant, and look, this isn't representative of one ticket each. Okay, this is representative of families, mothers and fathers who look at this and say to themselves, "I'm not taking my kids to see this crap. I'm not taking my kids to see this woman on screen." Now, I'll go ahead and stand up right now. I went to see Aquaman twice in the theaters. Once was by myself. The second time I went to the theaters was with my baby mama, my baby daddy, and my 3 kids. All right, that's freaking 6 tickets the second time. A total of 7 tickets came out of my wallet for Aquaman. You're getting none you're getting none for Aquaman 2 and none for a Mera solo film. All right,
see what Jason Momoa can do for you.
Well, I just signed that petition. I'll just say that right now. I just signed it.
We are, what is it? It's about 6,000, less than 6,000 signatures away from 1.5 million signatures, and they think it's a good idea to go ahead with a Mera solo film. Are you off your nut? Are you insane? Are you Nick in the head? For Mera? You want to put yourself out on the line for Mera and Amber Heard, but you fired Johnny Depp. Are you crazy?
This is the kind of shit that drives me nuts because it was like the same thing with Cuties. Like I was like, I'm sorry to bring that disgusting movie up, but it's like I was like, you know,
just
Netflix.
Don't say the name. That's all.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I was thinking to myself, Netflix, is this the hill you're gonna die on? And it's the same thing with this show here or with this movie.
Because they doubled down on that.
They do. It seems like
doubling down on this.
Right. It seems like they're just kind of doing that little childish, hey, got you, you know, like you can't stop us. Well, fine. Waste all your damn money. How about it, guys? Yeah. How about it? Nobody wants this.
It'll bomb, and then they'll say toxic males are the reason why.
They're gonna say it wasn't made for you. It wasn't made. Well, I'm a female. Well, who the hell was it made for then? Because
we don't count.
We don't count.
We don't count. We don't. No, we have the wrong.
You're not the right kind of female.
We're not the right kind.
No.
Yeah, we like toxic men, so we don't count.
But the time this crap is over, have way bigger problems than only 8 million subscribers to HBO Max, right? Because you're gonna
If you have internal misogyny, you're the wrong kind of female. That's all I'm saying.
But see, that's such an insane straw man argument, right? Because don't you want my money anyway? Or is it
something?
Like, I mean, I don't feel like that's a valid argument. Like, ultimately, why do you care what I think politically? Why do you care what I think in terms of my personal private matters? Why isn't the only thing you care about whether or not my money went from my wallet to your wallet? Because ultimately, that's all you should be concerned with as a corporation. That's all you should give a rat's patoot about. But no, that is a scapegoat. That's a scapegoat that they use in order to sit there and validate their failures, right? In order to go, oh, well, it wasn't really our fault. It's all these terrible, horrible basket of deplorables people, right? That's so that they don't have to walk into the office on Monday and look at their boss and have to own up to their colossal failures. That's what that is. That's got nothing to do with us. That's got to do with the fact that these people don't know how to grow up, grab their bootstraps, and handle their business. Yep. So, hey, Lady T, we love you, Miss Tori.
Right here.
Is awesome. And I know Tom wanted us to cover this a bit. Now, I haven't actually looked at this article.
Yeah, I haven't seen the show myself either, but this just kind of dropped here because the yesterday or the day before, Animaniacs premiered on Hulu.
I've
and
seen
there
the
was
show,
a very
but not this
controversial
episode.
joke. Yeah, and it's getting a lot of backlash already. And normally it's like a joke's a joke.
Right.
But to me, this is almost like, considering where this is coming from, this is a Warner Brothers made show.
See, I hadn't thought about that. See, I was sitting
It's
here
a little
going,
low blow. Yeah, it's
I was
kind of,
just-
yeah.
I was sitting here kind of like, well, it's Animaniacs. Nothing's ever been off the table with them, right? And so, but I get what you're saying. It's Warner Brothers. That feels pretty dirty now that you mentioned that. So let's go ahead.
Yeah,
And
it's a little bit of a low blow. Yeah, at least that's the way I saw it.
Doesn't seem like a good look for them.
The Animaniacs caused major social media outrage with a controversial joke aimed at Johnny Depp that in turn inspires a move to boycott Warner Brothers. I'm on board. The first episode of the Animaniacs revival on Hulu contains a scene depicting Johnny Depp that has caused some controversy and led some to call for a boycott of the show's studio, Warner Brothers. The original Animaniacs.
Can I pause here for a second? And I'm sorry to just kind of jump in here. I just don't want to lose my track of thought. But the fact that people are like, oh yeah, boycott these people over a joke. This studio. And then here you have, on the other hand, you have Disney basically taking food out of the mouth of a writer that is written for them. And like people have their own. Nobody's calling boycott of Disney. And then you have these people are just calling a boycott over a joke of an entire studio. This is insane.
Look, I'm not one for boycotts myself personally, right? I've never been one to say like boycotts are a thing. I think you should speak with your wallet. And
not so much the boycott, but if there's like a signature thing like the Amber Heard thing, I'd go for that.
Yeah. I think the point here is that this is Warner Brothers taking shots at Johnny Depp. While they are keeping Amber Heard on payroll and dismissing him when it's so very clear that she was the one who was perpetrating a lot of this violence between the two is really low. But I want to kind of get a better context for this here. So I'm sorry. No, you're good. You're good.
Figure out what's going on here.
It contains a scene depicting Johnny Depp that has caused some controversy and led to the boycott, blah, blah, blah. The original Animaniacs aired across 5 seasons from 93 to 98 on Fox Kids and then Kids WB. And the first season of its revival is now on Hulu. While both the original and the revival are marketed as children's cartoons, Animaniacs is known for including a lot of humor, specifically targeted towards adults. And I remember that as a kid. That was one of the things I loved.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Brain fart. Now I remember. It was in the first episode. And they talk about it in the second paragraph. Sorry, go ahead.
So Animaniacs episodes are usually comprised of comedy sketches and musical numbers, and the songs are often fast-paced with joke after joke and barely enough time to register each one. One such rapid-fire musical number of the Animaniacs revival has drawn fire for a joke made at Depp's expense. In a song called Reboot It, the main characters Wacko Wacko and Dot mock the plethora of reboots in the recent years to poke fun at themselves for hopping on the bandwagon. The song references shows like Gilmore Girls, X-Files, and That's So Raven, which have all been revived or rebooted in some form.
Yeah. Because what? Oh, sorry.
No. I'm trying to get context because I haven't seen it. I don't have any idea what that is.
I want to coin the term. I want to coin the term though that Mary just made. Animatriarchs.
Matriarchs.
That's kind of the thing I've been hearing about the show with Dot. But anyway.
I was say that I did see that, and there was a segment how they have these little quick musical numbers called Reboot It, and they were basically poking fun at how Hollywood is completely out of ideas and how different series are just being rebooted. It's like they clowned That's So Raven, they clowned Gilmore Girls, CSI, X-Files. It's like rapid fire. What they did with that. And for some reason, the Johnny Depp one got past me. Maybe I was laughing so hard at something else and I missed it.
Let's see. So the controversial joke in question is a poster of cartoon Johnny Depp with the text that includes Depp's full name. Wow. And a fictional movie titled Johnny 2 Telling Lies. Whoa.
Yeah, that got by me.
Is there a picture of it? Whoa. Jesus.
Man, if I had my Hulu up, I could have grabbed that.
Yeah, the picture as you see there, and it's not like they're even trying to hide it because, like you said, they used his full name. And honestly, wow. Because I mean,
it's
luckily,
in bad taste, but boycott
the
entire studio.
Yeah. Here's my thing: is if this was something more serious than a cartoon, Johnny would have some like fucking libel or slander fucking.
Yeah.
And this is what this is what stems back to the whole fucking thing over there in the first place, is he was trying to sue the son. He wasn't on trial for anything. The only thing he couldn't prove was that he was innocent. And that was what the sad part was, is you can't prove something that, you know, like it was. Anyway, we went there already with that story, but like, yeah, this, again, I'm not somebody who thinks you like nothing is off the table. But again, I agree with Mary. I feel like this is in bad taste, especially when you're the studio that just fired his ass and you're trying to hire some other actor to replace him, and all this other bullshit going down, especially. And then you turn around and
the only thing is that I'm not giving them a pass at all. I'm just thinking to myself, maybe it's like the different studios within Warner Bros, because you don't really know what's going on with the animation department than you would with the movie department. I don't know.
This had to get past somebody, though. This had to get past people.
It did. And it would have been very, very easy to snip that out. Literally 5 seconds in there.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
How is this any different than the victim blaming, that they are so keen on pointing, believe
that's the point. Thank you, Mary. That's the point I was trying to get to, is like, it's okay to make fun of certain things. I honestly am one of those, I feel like nothing should be off the table as far as a good joke. But
this isn't a good joke, though.
Well, not just that aspect of it, but when you were in an era when victim blaming is a big deal and when men have been completely ignored, and I still feel like that's the main problem with Johnny's issue, is that he has been completely ignored by the media, and you ladies and other people on YouTube and a few other outlets have been the only ones that have had the balls to fucking talk the truth.
Interestingly enough.
It really does bother me when you have the audacity to go to this extent. Now, granted, this joke was probably written and put in like a year ago, when all this stuff first sparked off. But like you guys just pointed out, it would have taken nothing to just clip this joke.
And you know what?
No one would have missed it. No one would have missed it. Because, like I said, it was so rapid fire that it's like they're going from That's So Raven to Gilmore Girls to X-Files. It would have been nothing to take it out.
I mean, like, what's weird is that and look, I've seen a couple of reviews on the Animaniacs, and so I heard Animani never mansplainy, right? Like, and I literally saw an interview where they're like, well, how do you kind of navigate this whole PC culture? And they're like, well, obviously we try to keep it as close as we can, but there are some things we don't do now. That's not the Animaniacs I know. And look, if you were going to go full ham, right? If you were going to do what it was that you used to do, I would say, okay, this isn't off the table, because no holds barred, right? That was how Animaniacs was, but that's not how they're running it this time around. They're now being much more careful in terms
they're being careful. Yeah.
So if that's, look, you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? You need to sort out what it is you're doing here. Either you're doing the whole no PC, well, no holds barred, or you're not, right? And if you're not going to do that, if you're going to start trying to walk tight ropes, you better freaking consider everything that you throw out there, because we weren't the ones who asked for this backlash culture, but it's here. And if you're going to start some shit, we'll fucking finish it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Sorry, I just saw an episode that actually they threw shade on gun control. So, I'm a little salty about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I haven't watched it yet. Rob and Mecca watched it, and they said it's, for the most part, pretty much like the old show. But again, you do have a lot of the isms kind of creeping in. A few people brought up, like I was kind of said, it was ironic that Mary made the joke, about the animatriarchy and how Dot has kind of been putting down the boys, I guess, quite a bit. And there's a lot of that in there.
There is. There's a little bit creeping, and you can tell it's the spirit of the Animaniacs is there, but it's not exactly the way that you remember.
I'm gonna have to send you that. It's in my watch history. I'll send it to you later, Tom. But it's a review where they literally talk about how they navigate this PC culture stuff now.
Yeah, I'll check that out. I do want to watch the show. I just haven't had a chance to yet. But
yeah, it's interesting. I don't have Hulu set up right now. I'm supposed to have access to Hulu, but I don't have it set up right now.
I was gonna say I'd give you the password, but I think we've maxed out. The Hulu one has a limit. The Hulu one has a limit, but the other ones aren't so bad.
I have Sprint. I'm supposed to have access to it, but it's a big debacle.
Okay.
But no, it's kind of weird to me where it's like it's this weird line that they're drawing, right? Where because I saw this interview with some of the creators of the show where they're literally sitting there talking about how they're navigating this PC culture and how it's just not as no holds barred as it was before, and which is why this is so mind-boggling to me. Right, where you would be so completely content with trying to walk that tightrope on one side, but completely disregard it on another. Right, like you don't get to have this both ways. You need to either be considerate of how some of this stuff is going to come across, or don't. And I'm good with either. Right, like because I can respect either. Right, I can respect that you're trying to be a bit more sensitive to people's feelings and not necessarily railroad anyone. And I can respect you being like Dave Chappelle and not giving a flying shit what people think. Either of those routes, I can understand the intent behind, but you can't have it both ways. Do it.
You know what though? Like it pisses me off. Like because like we started the show with this big corporation Disney going at it with with artists, and then here you have Warner Brothers making terrible choices. I mean, just terrible choices. Like first they fired Johnny Depp, then they're wanting to give Mera her own movie and like not even replace Amber Heard. I mean, that's just freaking ridiculous. And now this, it's like, what the hell is going on with you people? Like, do you want to make money at all? Do you care at all about making money anymore? It's just madness to me.
Well, it's not about the money. It's about the agendas. It's what I tell people. Hollywood is not like the rest of the country. Hollywood is a little bubble that's bounded by La Brea on one side, the 405 on the other, and the 101 at the top. It's this little area where everybody breathes the same air, everybody clips off the same ideas, and they don't give a crap about what's outside. They don't care.
It's crazy. Yeah, and they want to just tell you how to think.
Absolutely. They know better than us, peons out here. They know what's best for us.
You just can't have it both ways. You can't have it both
said
ways.
peon.
Yeah, somebody said in another stream, they don't want to tell you what to think. They want to tell you how to think. And I was, I think it was somebody you interviewed, Tom. What was his name? The gentleman. Oh my God.
Depends on who you're asking, because we have had a lot of people say so.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. Cameron says it a lot.
Or, Cameron, or it's hard to say.
I need to get back.
I forget, but he's right. But either way, it's a right statement, and that's exactly what's going on in Hollywood.
All right. Well, why don't we go ahead and get into some of these super chats here?
Yes.
Because I know that we still have another topic we want to get into tonight.
Starting with 16-bit mascot, it looks like is the first one.
So 16-bit mascot for $5 says, I really appreciate the work you all put in. We need it in these times. Cheers. Oh, I have more characters to fill. La 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 and stuff. Yay!
Thanks, 16-bit.
Thank you so much for the super chat. And next time I'll try to sing the la 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 la's in a more palatable way. So thank you for the super chat. And I'll check it on over to Mandy.
Hey, listen, Valerie, for $5, thank you so much. I just wondered if they will have Mary Amber poo on the seabed.
No,
well, we can hope.
It would certainly be.
I might watch it then.
I don't want to watch a mermaid poop. I don't.
Oh. No, I don't want to see that either.
But my question is, you like a goldfish, when they just kind of swim around with that stream of poo just hanging from them?
That's how they do it. That's how it's done. That's how it's done.
In the water.
Just keep wearing
as Lorena would say, Jesus, take the wheel and drive fast, right, Lorena? Oh my God.
I just made us lose like 10 viewers. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, as Lorena would say, God, I miss cocaine.
God, I miss cocaine.
Hey, that's what Johnny Depp said when he was with her. Sorry.
I miss cocaine.
Okay, bad joke. Itulu, is that it? Hulu? For $2, thank you so much. Says Dutch is a great Thanksgiving movie. Happy Tea Day.
It is.
That is
Ed O'Neill is in it. That's a hilarious ass movie.
I'm gonna have
funny.
to look this up. I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's oh god, it's
John
so
Hughes
funny.
produced it, I think. I don't think he directed it though, but it was like one
Okay.
of his lesser known films. It came out right in between like
God, I haven't seen
it was
this,
like
and
after
it's
like
with-
Home Alone and a couple other movies in that era.
It
Oh,
was
I am
funny.
so watching this.
Yeah, it was
with
pretty
you.
good.
Thank
It's
you
a good,
so
it's a
much.
good movie. It's good.
I'm so watching this with Ted O'Neill or Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Al
Yeah,
Bundy.
definitely. Al Bundy, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays a
Oh,
Bundy-esque
okay, pig.
kind of character. More of an uber male. Like the basic outline is he's got to go pick up his stepson for Thanksgiving, and his stepson's like this uber nerd, and of course Ed O'Neill's like this big toxic male. So it's
Oh, I
about them
love it.
clashing on their road trip, basically.
Yeah. Also, the kid's a jerk. The
He's a
kid.
Yeah, that's what I'm
you know,
saying. Like
he
he's
doesn't
an
want- he
uppity,
doesn't want-
yeah.
He doesn't want him to be with his mom,
Yeah.
and so he's kind of a jerky kid. It's
You know,
funny though. It's a funny movie.
I'm
Kind of
definitely
kid
watching
where
this.
you know
If you
who my
like stuff
father
like
is.
Uncle Buck and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and Home
Yeah,
Alone,
you'll like it.
enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right up that alley.
I do, and I'm definitely going to enjoy this. Thank you so much for the suggestion.
All right, what else we got?
Where are we? Okay, we have My Assistant, Fat Steven Seagal beat up Dave Filoni for $2 Canadian. Amber Turd is the spouse bitch for IBS medication.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow. How is it always?
But
It's always you.
She
No.
can't blame irritable bowel syndrome,
No,
though,
it's
really.
always fucking fat Steven Seagal who says some shit like that. And I swear to Bob, this is why I literally feel myself tense up whenever someone says fat Steven Seagal, because I know it's going to be some shit that comes out of his mouth.
And I love the fact that it was Lorena's turn to read it. He's
Yeah.
persistent, man.
Yeah,
He's
yeah. Yeah.
Nothing but love for you, man. Nothing but love for you.
Absolutely.
No, we love that
Dude.
Steven. He's the best.
Yeah.
Willie Woodward for $5. It says, "Aw, Willie, trying to make up. You don't want to have to deal with that flip flop, huh?" It says, I nominate Mary to be recast as Mera, but not deep fake with bland Belle. Real Mary is hot." Well, thank you,
Aw.
Willie.
Aw.
And
So cute.
no, he's just afraid I was going to take off my earrings. That's what it was.
Uh-oh.
Real Mary is hot, and I really miss seeing her on camera. So I can't wait for you to get back on camera.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to be able to do that again. I'm excited to be able to make videos again. I haven't made a video in months. So difficult. But yeah,
Right.
should be squaring that away soon. Thank you so much, Willie. Appreciate you. Mandy, pitching it on over to you.
All right, Nikki D for $5. Thank you so much. How many more girl power flops will it take for studios to pivot away from this pandering nonsense? As a woman, this stuff is very insulting. I agree with that 100%.
Sure.
I could not agree with you more, Nikki. Not even a little bit could I agree
Yeah.
more.
God, it's like they will literally throw anything with a vagina up there and go whammon card,
They
right?
will. You must
They will.
like it. It's about women and
Well,
empowerment. You should like
Let
this
me.
crap.
I always point out the biggest elephant in the room when it comes to Terminator. They're so full of themselves and being able to make a new, lady, the chosen one, and that they make Sarah Connor, arguably one of the best mothers in cinema history, a complete and utter fucking failure in the first 2 minutes of that movie. Every
That
sacrifice she ever made,
movie
everything she ever did is for nothing.
And that movie is so anti-woman. Like, should they make her like the worst mom and wish she wasn't a mom? Like, how do you even think that it's like a woman empowering movie when you're taking the empowerment of motherhood away? That is freaking insane.
I know people who walked out of that movie after those 2 minutes. They were like, "Hell no, I'm not watching this."
Like
crap.
I say, in cinema, you have the two best mothers of all time. And those are the two mothers that would kill for their children, Sarah Connor and Mrs. Voorhees. I rest my case.
This is true.
Oh shit, where are we at?
No argument.
I think who read last?
Me.
Mandy.
Okay, so
so it's my turn. Oh, that's okay. I did too. We're Matt G, right?
Well, this one's
for
kind of for
Mandy.
Mandy, though.
Yeah,
so we
why
got
don't
another
you read
one
it?
after this. So why don't you do this one, Mandy, and then Nina
Okay.
can do the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matt G for $2. Thank you so much. Oh my God, Mandy, what's this hypochondriacs cartoon? As if.
What the fuck?
You love
I guess hypochondriac sounds like Animaniacs.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Animaniacs. Oh my God!
I gotta
Matt G,
tell you
thank
though, I love the Valley Girl super chats. They always make me smile.
They're hilarious.
Like, oh my God, they totally make me smile. Like, oh,
And like for real. What?
Like, oh my God, we love you, Matt G. Keep them coming.
Alright,
Deranged Lunatics for $2, 25% different, just like Star Trek.
Animaniacs 25% different. Just like Star Trek.
Animaniacs.
yeah.
Sorry. Animaniacs 25% different, just like Star Trek.
Yeah, it's not the same deal, but I get where you're coming from. It's the same kind of joke anymore. Even things that don't have to be 25% different always feel like it anymore.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. And then we got a couple more here.
Let's see. We have DM for $2. Thank you. Didn't Disney fire John Lasseter, a genius?
Yep.
No, he yeah.
Me too'd out the door over some fucking hugs.
Resigned.
Ooh.
They kind of pushed him out, but when he left, I heard he took a bunch of other people with him, and Pixar has not been the same since.
Oh,
They're a bunch of assholes over
like
there.
I could be way off the mark here, but it kind of felt like some Vic Mignogna stuff.
It did, and I'll tell you, there's a basis for that. Basically, there was a young woman who had been not show running, but that was kind of what she was doing on a movie. I won't say which movie. And she felt that the movie was being stolen from her, and Lasseter was taking over the project. So she complained and had a few other complain about his hugging.
Yeah, that's what I had heard.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that he hugged too much.
For context, with Vic Mignogna, it was about hugging and kissing on fans or whatever. We're not talking about like mouth kissing. We're talking about like on the cheek or whatever, like forehead. And so like that's what it always like. John Lasseter always kind of came across as not that creepy uncle, that cool uncle that you knew was going to bring you the remote control car for Christmas. Like that was John Lasseter.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the thing is I don't see it so much as he was trying to take over. This is a fucking 40-year veteran. Motherfucker knew the game. And the proof is in the pudding. Pixar ain't been shit since he's been gone.
They sure haven't.
Oh,
it's so obvious.
I'm sorry, I just saw something on Twitter that I was like, oh, so Netflix got I guess the rights to SG1 and they're gonna be airing it on December 1st.
Oh, nice.
Interesting.
Oh,
and we
nice,
did get a couple more
Netflix.
super chats here. Larry sends in the next one.
Mary can use my Hulu login. Hail the ladies and come all
Hey,
Larry.
that's sweet.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Hulu limits you, unlike like some of the other ones, because like I basically have like a Midnight's Edge whatever for every one of the streaming services, and when Rob or Mecca or whoever, Mary, even I think I've let you use one once, I can't remember now, but like whenever they need one, I just throw it out there. But Hulu only allows you like 4.
Doesn't Hulu also have commercials? Sorry.
Yeah, also has commercials.
Yeah, you can pay to not have them, or you're stuck with
it. Yeah, I got the $6.99 package or whatever.
That's what I get. I'm too cheap. I'm not.
I get it free with Sprint. I just need to sort some passwords.
Get it set up. Yeah.
Well, apparently it got set up by my ex, and he didn't tell me, and he's not on my cell phone. I pay that cell phone bill every month. That's my Hulu, damn it.
Yeah, you should see if you can switch it over to your name and everything. Yeah. Larry sends in $2. Did we get this one? Yes, we did. Okay.
Yeah, we did.
16-bit mascot is the next one. There we go.
All right. We let Mandy read too, so let's throw this one to me.
Okay, 16-bit mascot for $3.50. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna need $3.50.
Okay, Tree Pretty, because no shenanigans, shame.
I know.
Yeah, sadly, Mary was traveling this last weekend, weren't you?
I've got the holidays coming up, and so I'm down here at my parents' house, and so
we were just fortunate to get her tonight, so I can't complain.
Yeah, at least I gave Tom a heads up and was like, "Hey, it's gonna be a little weird this weekend, guys."
May not be there, but I was like, "Don't worry if you can't make it." But she was a trooper. She was here. She got everything done yesterday. for the most part. So there you go.
Bye.
And then we got another one from Willie.
Let's see. Willie Woodward for $5. Thank you. I'm not trying to kiss up to you. I speak the truth. If you want to come and give me a flip-flop, what the heck is that? I'll DM you my address.
All right, so a flip-flop, that's what those Puerto Rican mamas do. And when they beat their kids, they take off their flip-flop. No, it's a shoe. It's like a sandal. It's like a thong sandal.
Yeah.
Right? Like it puts it, the little piece goes between your big toe and your next toe, and then it just like, it flips and flops when you walk. So it's a flip-flop. It's like a really cheap sandal.
A lot of places call them thongs.
That's all I ever walk in Cancun. I haven't worn a shoe for 4 years now because all I live in.
I think it's a
It
colloquial.
looks like this.
I was just gonna say, I think it depends on where you're from.
Yeah.
Some areas they call them thongs. Some places call them flip flops.
I call it a flip-flop. I call it a flip-flop. That's what you take it off and you beat your kids with it.
That's right. That's right.
It's soft. It ain't that bad.
No,
Kid'll learn.
You just
Justin Proper is in the house.
Hey,
What's
Oh
up?
no, it's that fucking Justin Proper.
Justin Proper for $2 says ketchup over mustard. I mean, I agree, but I like mustard.
I agree.
No.
It's just Justin trying to be. It's Justin trying to be controversial. He's controversial. He's trying to.
He claims that only ketchup should be used on hot dogs. That you cannot use mustard. And I disagree.
I strongly disagree.
And I gotta say, on the
I
flip flop thing, it's come to my attention that some idiots call it sandals. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's
They're
not
the
a
same thing.
sandal.
It's because if you wear it in the sand, it's like the easiest to get off and to wash off and stuff. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
It's a beach shoe.
The sandals tend to go around your heel too. Yeah, sandals go around your heel. Yeah. Yeah, sandals go around your heel. Not the same thing. All right. Does that address our super chats? That's all our super chats.
I think we got them.
Sandals are
I
different.
think we are caught up. So yeah, we got one more story to go, and then we'll let you fine folks leave. We'll let you free, but until then, you stay put.
This is a good one. This one's good.
Listen to these ladies.
I'm gonna get my flip flop back out. We're gonna.
And you can also get a shirt and join these ladies because actually, you guys are gonna like this next segment. It's about a
real man.
Real man.
We're gonna kick it on over to Lorena for this one.
This is a man so real. I have a different name for him when I see this. So, why Snake Plissken, Kurt Russell, says Hollywood stars should stay out of politics.
Yes.
Before you get into this though,
is
is everybody aware that his character in Escape from New York is just one big dick joke?
Look, this is why. There's a reason.
He's got one eye. He's the one-eyed snake.
There's a reason Kurt Russell still gets laid when no one else does. Okay, I'm just saying.
I didn't know about that joke, but I guess I do now.
And then he's also got the snake on his belly. Yeah.
I'm gonna go watch that movie again. Anyway.
I was way too young when I watched that movie, and I have no idea what Tom was talking about, but I guess I'm going to have to rewatch that.
Exactly. That went.
Come on. You ladies have never heard the term one-eyed snake?
Oh, yeah.
No, and you know what it's a metaphor for?
Yeah.
Snake only has one eye. He's a one-eyed snake. Yes.
Okay, I get it now, but I did not put two and two together with that movie. So, like I said, I'm going to have to go back and watch Escape from New York again. So, which is a very, very good watch. So, Overboard star Kurt Russell, Overboard, the original version, not that crap remake that came out.
The remake didn't happen. Nobody saw it.
It doesn't exist. I don't even know what that is. Kurt Russell says Hollywood stars should not talk about politics, but his wife Goldie Hawn doesn't share his opinion. Why am I not?
Sorry. Why?
Great.
Goldie Hawn hasn't been relevant in years.
No. The only reason I know about Goldie Hawn is because of her daughter, Kate Hudson.
Yeah. Goldie Hawn used to be a fucking national treasure.
She did.
She did.
I loved and adored that woman so much.
You want to see some 80s gear? Watch her in Overboard. That was some 80s gear.
Private Benjamin, Overboard, fucking. She had so many great movies. Wildcat.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She sure enough did.
Well, and look, Kurt Russell's still clearly working, right? Like he was just in Guardians of the Galaxy too.
Exactly, as Ego. Yes. Which was a perfect casting for me.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I had no qualms with his casting. I thought it was brilliant.
I loved it. I loved it. It fits so well. So, since Americans everywhere have spent the past few months being lectured to relentlessly about politics by radical liberal Hollywood celebrities, that's why it was so refreshing this week when Hollywood star Kurt Russell spoke out to tell the Hollywood elites to shut their mouths when it comes to politics, even if his significant other, Goldie Hawn, doesn't agree. So, Kurt Russell's opinions on politics vary greatly from many other Hollywood stars. And I guess this is from Twitter. So what Russell says, 69, I can't believe he's 69, says that voicing political opinions is actually detrimental to actors. In fact, he believes stars are like court jesters.
They are.
And I agree with that.
That's exactly what they are. The king didn't look. He didn't hire you. He didn't bring your ass in there so he could hear what you thought about how he was handling his business. He did it because he was sick and tired of his business and needed a damn break. And that's what we all are. That's what the point of movies are. It's escapism. It's to get away from the reality of the lives that we live for 2 measly hours, right? For 2 measly hours, we get to step into a movie and not deal with this stupid shit. It's why I paid my $12, right? So I didn't have to deal with the real world around me for 2 freaking hours. He's absolutely right. That is a perfect description of what Hollywood actors, what their purpose is.
Exactly, because a court jester is there to freaking entertain you, not to give advice to the king, not to tell you what to do, but to entertain you. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I got a couple really interesting responses on when I shared that tweet. People are nuts. Like I just
well, it's Twitter, so you already know it's a nut house.
Yeah.
People are crazy.
As soon as they freaking see it. So he says, go further here. There's no reason. Wait, no. I've always been someone who felt we are court jesters. That's what we do, Russell told the New York Times. As far as I'm concerned, you should step away from saying anything so that you can still be seen by the audience in any character. And I agree with that because there were actors who they had political beliefs, but they weren't banging you over the head with it. I call it like the Save the Whales type of thing. So you knew they had certain political leanings,
right?
But they weren't demonizing the fans from having a different opinion from them. So we still love them for who they were. And it didn't, it's like I tell people, like with Chris Evans, I don't particularly like his politics at all. In a sense, I don't like seeing him on screen because he is so vocal. That's just me, as opposed to an older actor who they kind of have kept their political opinions to themselves, or they haven't said it as much, but you still see them as the character on the screen. It doesn't really.
Well, it does. It kind of pulls you out of it, right? Because it is different. It's very difficult to disassociate an actor from all of the things that they say on a constant, like when you follow actors, you want kind of a peek, and I get that this is a different age, right? And so when you hop on Twitter and you want to peek into their personal lives, it means just that you want to peek into their personal lives. You don't want to freaking know absolutely. You don't want to know when they take a shit in their golden toilet. No. I don't want to watch.
You know what though? That's why I'm sorry, Mary, but that's why I stopped following half these celebrities. Like, because I was like, I'm sick of knowing what you're thinking, because most of the time what you're thinking is completely different from me, and it drives me nuts. And I can't see you in your roles anymore. Like I try my best to dissociate the actor from the character. I really do. But sometimes it's just so prevalent. Like, for example, with, Captain America. Like, I just can't unsee it anymore. And I'm like, no, I love Captain America. Why'd you have to do this to me?
Yeah.
And, other people, like, the Hulk. Like, I'm like, Mark Ruffalo just drives me nuts politically. And I'm like, I just can't unsee the Hulk as Mark Ruffalo now.
Actors should treat themselves like a business. You hear that, businesses? You hear that, Gillette? You hear that, Nike?
Yeah.
Keep your fucking politics out of your business.
Well,
it's not just politics, is it though? It's literally
religion and politics and all that shit.
Yeah, all of it. They get on this soapbox and they like they're at the pulpit, preaching to you, and it becomes their persona. You can know, like, for example, the best one I can think of is Tom Cruise. An amazing actor. I don't believe his acting anymore because anytime I see him jumping on the couch with Oprah like an asshole. That's all I see when I see him. He's tainted any character he could ever possibly choose to play because all I'm going to see is the asshole jumping on a couch.
I
don't believe you.
Even like jumping out of a plane or anything like that, the only thing you can sit there and think is, I wonder if you could get that kind of an air on a couch, right? Like,
right?
You know what though? I gotta say, like, I disagree a little bit, Mandy, because I still watch Tom Cruise and I can unsee something like that because it's not like, oh, I disavow this many people because they're Republicans or they're Democrats or whoever. I think they're like, these people are like Nazi Yahtzee.
Well, I was going to say the great example would be what's his face Zod going out there and saying the shit he did and some of the other stuff that people are saying about wishing death upon certain people and stuff like that. It's fucking nuts.
Or the new Pedro Pascal thing, like, how he came out and said all that stuff about,
I think it'll vary from person to person because I think I land somewhere between Mandy and Nina, where it's harder for me to see him in a role, but it's not impossible. But I will say it's becoming harder and harder and harder to disassociate the actor from the role these days.
Exactly. Mary.
Right. Yeah. The more public they are, the harder it is to see them as the character they are intended to play.
I'm just saying when it's like something like a Tom Cruise thing, when they're being silly and like, I mean, he was just being silly and declaring his love for Katie Holmes and jumping up and down on a couch.
He was, but that also came with the string. It also came with the string of him, saying that women that had postpartum depression shouldn't. He pushed his religion.
Yeah,
he was doing that all at the same time. It was too much at once. He's distanced now. So now it's okay. You've kind of let go of something. But if he would have kept up with that same momentum of pushing his beliefs on his audience, it would have got worse. For me, it just never ended.
He was pretty freaking arrogant about that.
Yeah, he was a total jerk for about, I don't know, I think somebody finally reeled him in and said, whoa.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah. And speaking of publicists, that's part of the issue because these actors used to have PR people and publicists who would say, don't say anything.
Do it.
If we're going to talk, this is what you have to say. And now that there's social media, there isn't that filter. So whatever the heck they want to say or put out there, they put completely out there. Right. And there's no one to reel them in.
No, seriously, it's like you might as well have Amber Heard like posting on Twitter like feeling cute today. Maybe I'll poop in your bed. Like that's what it feels like.
Oh my!
Like that's
like I'll tell you a bit of an insider story. For example, when Gal came out with that whole Imagine video.
Oh my god!
I knew someone on her social media team. Like I know people on her team, and she didn't care, you guys. She didn't care about the backlash she was getting. And she came out and told them that she wants to do another one with like the fans like singing back to her, like another version of Imagine. And then like her social media team and everyone was like going crazy, being like, no, Gal, you can't do this. Like, don't do this. Like they had to really try and rein her in and be like, don't do this before she was like, no, but she almost did it again. Like she didn't even care.
That's the problem with them. That's the problem with these celebrities who feel like they like, oh, okay, like I it's Twitter, I can do or say or whatever I want, and that's fine to a certain extent. But like, you have to understand, you're neurotic. You are a Hollywood star. You do not relate to the rest of the world. You're sitting there. I'm sorry, Madonna. You're sitting there in a bubble bath talking about how that's the horrible thing about coronavirus. While you're sitting there sitting in a rose petal bath trying to relate to people who lost their jobs.
Oh my God.
Like, no, you are disconnected from us. Stop thinking that you are going to be able to connect to us in a human way like that, because your perception of reality is so far skewed from what your everyday average middle class citizen has to deal with, and lower, obviously. We don't relate. We cannot relate to you on the level because you have no idea what it means to be a normal human being anymore. Because you're sitting there in a rose petal bath, lamenting the fact that you can't leave your house, and you've got all of these theaters, and you've got all of this stuff that it's just not enough to keep your attention, and oh, poor baby. And I'm sitting over here like, I haven't seen my parents in 8 months. You have a private jet. Like, what the hell is your problem?
Yeah.
No, you don't relate to us. Stop trying to relate to us on that level. You can't do it. And if someone's sitting there going, dude, we're not connecting, and you're making it very difficult to see you in these roles because you're just pissing me off more and more and more every time you open your fucking gum trap. I can't fucking stand these people.
Yeah,
and it's like, dude, that thing with Madonna, like, who takes a freaking milk bath? I mean, she's next level.
Well,
like,
she does. Like I said, about this Hollywood freaking bubble, they think that whatever they do is quote unquote normal. These are people who do not go east of La Brea.
Totally.
Okay? There's a big difference between where they are in that little bubble and east of La Brea, where the rest of the populace lives, where downtown LA lives, where you see poverty. None of these heifers go down to South Central on the regular. Absolutely not. Not in the Valley, not in Van Nuys, not in East LA. They don't care about those places. And those are places that are close to where they are, where real people live. They don't care about that. They just care about their own little bubble that's there, and they get catered to.
It's unbelievable.
They really they do not live like anybody else.
Oh God, I'm so glad I don't live there anymore. Fucking drive me out.
Yeah, no, they do need to just stick to. If you want to be an entertainer to that level, you really should just kind of understand that you have it better than everybody else, or a lot of people, that you don't relate to them, and just back off and let people think the way they want to, and maybe not, whine about how hard it is being locked up during lockdown in, a $1 billion mansion with your chefs, and because they're still there, they're still coming to work, and your maids and
personal trainer,
doctors. You don't even have to leave to go to the doctor and sit in the doctor. No, y'all, they need to stop. They really do, but I don't think they're gonna. I think
What the hell makes these people think that they have the right, with a fucking staff full of people? They got to fucking cook. They got a nanny. like you have a staff full of people. Well, how dare you tell me how to raise my kids? You don't even raise your own damn kids.
Right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's like they have like these giant mansions and stuff. And like, I remember when this whole, beer bug started, they're like all like, stay inside. Meanwhile, like, I'm in my giant mansion that has like 3 floors and a giant swimming pool and like, freaking a tennis court right outside my house. Like, I can do whatever I want on my own property. And then they're telling people to stay inside their little tiny little apartment buildings that are, it drives me nuts. I mean, these people have they're just like you said, Lorena, they live in such a bubble. They have absolutely no idea what's going on in actual reality. It's
what was it? It was Kim Kardashian that caught a shit ton of backlash for her 40th birthday, I believe it was, right? Where she threw this giant smash on a private island where she's like, oh, I'm so what was it the word? I'm so humbled. Bitch, I don't think you know what humbled means.
No, right? She doesn't have it.
She does not know what that freaking means.
You have no idea. These people who throw their giant birthday parties on private islands so they can escape COVID for a little while. Well, congratulations. You get to escape COVID island, but that's all like sweetheart, nobody cares what you think because you are so far removed from the reality of our daily lives that I could not give a rat's ass what your warped little mind concocts to be true. I don't care because you don't know what it means to live down here. You don't know what it means to struggle for whether or not you're going to be eating ramen this week if you're lucky. You don't know what it means to be like, well, I'm trying to do my job, but I don't have a damn camera. You don't know what any of that means because you're busy having someone else raise your kids, someone else make up their mind about your finances, going out to your private island and handling. You can escape COVID for a weekend. And sweetheart, anybody who lives in Hollywood has no real grip on what it is that the normal people on the ground deal with today here in this moment. So keep your flap shut because you do not understand and you're not going to convince me that you do. So you don't get to tell me jack shit about jack shit.
Exactly.
And is it any
people?
But let's wrap up this last point, Nina, and then I need to.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The article. So anyway, there is no reason entertainers can't learn just as much as anybody else about a subject, whatever it is, he added. But I think what's sad is that they lose their status as a court jester. And I'm a court jester. That's what I was born to do. Russell knows what he's talking about when it comes to Hollywood. Yes, because he has been in Hollywood for a dog's age. He's been there for I don't know how long. He's like an 80s icon, a lot. He has a long
legend.
filmography. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, and he understands his role, right? Know your role, shut your hole, right? That's a thing, right? There's a reason say that shit. He understands his role, and a court jester is a perfect descriptor of what it is that he is meant to do. And you're right, it is very difficult to sit there and laugh at the court jester's jokes when a few minutes ago he was telling you about how to run your country, right? Because he look, one thing or the other, dude. I cannot place you as the Hulk, right? If I'm so busy thinking about the fact that you and I, if we were in a room together, you would call me all of these names.
Exactly. And I mean, that's what I was going to say earlier too, is it any wonder because their own governor is going out and, going to parties and stuff while he's like, passing all these laws about how the normal people don't get to do any of this. But meanwhile, I'll go and do all this stuff. It's just such hypocrisy kind of living that these people are just used to, I guess.
That's why his ass is getting recalled. And I hope they get all the signatures.
Better be. Yeah,
I hope they do because we've done it before. I signed a recall petition.
I know you've done it before. I hope this time is going to happen again.
God, I hope it sticks. I hope it does. So it says here he's been in the movie business for nearly 60 years and appeared in such beloved movies like Overboard, which I love, and The Hateful Eight. Right. Haven't seen that one though. So Goldie Hawn doesn't share husband Kurt Russell's view on Hollywood politics. I don't think they ever married.
Did they?
I don't think they did. I didn't think they married.
I have no idea.
As far as I know, they never did.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I don't think they either. But also, Lorena, The Hateful Eight is great. You should watch it.
Okay, really cool. I have to put that one on my list.
It's fucking awesome.
It's
okay.
It's
fucking great.
Yeah, they never actually married. They've just been together for like 40 years.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Smart.
So when his longtime partner of 37 years, Academy Award winner Goldie Hawn, chimed in to say that Russell isn't always funny, he responded by doubling down. I love this man.
He's great.
It's freaking awesome. A court jester isn't always funny, explained Russell. A court jester is the only one who can walk into the castle, put the king down, as long as he doesn't hit too close to home. I think that's been a big, important part of all cultures throughout history, and I'd like to see it stay in ours. I don't think that worked for the court jester in Game of Thrones, but
no, I mean, like honestly, that court jesters who do that kind of crap get like literally killed by the king. Yeah. I'm just saying, and then look, there's an analogy to be made there. Not that we're talking about going out and murderizing people, but they no longer have a job, right? When that's over, when they shoot off their traps, because because you are there to do your job. And if you're not doing your job appropriately and keeping your nose to the grindstone, which you are meant to be at, then what is our use for you? What use do I have for you if you are not doing the thing for which I paid you, right? If I cannot place you in this role, then why the heck should I continue giving you my money? And I'm sorry, but that's just really, really difficult. And look, I think that there's a reasonable line to draw here. There was a sweet spot where we're like, okay, you knew some nice things about your stars from time to time. You knew that they did some nice things they gave to this charity, or they happened to play in Little League or whatever, or they grew up in the same area that you grew up in. And those sort of incidentals, these sort of external things that weren't super intimate, but they were these little things that you knew about them, seemed to give them a luster on the screen. I like that guy, right? But that was when you didn't get too close. It's too close now. It's far too close. And this is why politics, religion and politics were the things that you never talked about, right? You never talked about those things because they were too close. They were too private, and it could alter your view of someone forever. And now our views of these people are altered forever. And I'm sorry, I just can't stop staring at this person on the screen, not this character on the screen.
Right.
Absolutely. So to wrap this
up.
That's right. Tell them.
So to wrap this up, a little bit longer. So Goldie Hawn points out, but we did have a president who was an actor, Ronald Reagan, Hawn pointed out, to which Russell responded saying that actors can learn as much as anybody else can. Of course. Hawn somewhat disagreed with their partner, saying that the decision for an actor on whether or not to talk about politics is a personal choice, which it is. However, I'm just saying Reagan definitely was a well-known actor, Hawn said. I think it's a personal choice whether you want to get into that. The one thing I don't agree with is that just because we have a platform, we always have to use it, she added. That is our choice.
But that is something that they are making you do now. Like, look at what they're doing to Gina Carano. They're forcing her. They're trying to force her to put things like pronouns into her profile. They're forcing her to use her. Well, look, as I recall, Gina, I never saw her say anything until recently that might lead you in one direction or the other, right? And it's because you could clearly see them trying to push her in a certain direction, and so she pushed back, right? Like, you're not going to tell me what I can and can't say, and if you're going to force me to speak, then I'll say what's on my damn mind. And and if that's what you're going to do to people, if you're going to keep forcing them, like, you're either with us or against us, right? Which is how this is playing out, right? Like, you're either this thing or you are the devil. And so, like, I'm sorry, but if that's where it's become today, is they will demonize you if you don't do exactly what it is that they tell you to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So further down, they just get into Alyssa Milano, so they don't really say much else about Kurt Word. But
I heard Alyssa Milano and I instantly got bored.
Right.
But that was just such a wonderful breath of fresh air to hear that from Kurt Russell. And to hear it from someone who has such a long history in Hollywood and has played so many, beloved characters.
Yeah, absolutely. And interestingly enough, I don't need to try to remove all of the external stuff when I see Kurt Russell on the screen. I can just
Here's one for Kurt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Woo!
I like.
Love you, Kurt.
Good job.
Yes.
I love a little tail wag at the end there too.
I'll just make one last point. None of this is indicative of what his politics are, because he never in any way implies which way they might lean in. And
I've never heard him.
I don't have to care. I don't have to care because he doesn't force me to.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's the point. It's like, you can have your own politics. You can have your own beliefs. Just don't shove it down our throats. That's all we ask. Please don't shove it down our throats.
And that's the thing, because too many actors have stopped being actors and they have become activists.
You okay, Mandy?
Yeah.
Is it trying to murder you?
Would you
It's
take
looking
care?
at me.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this, folks. I'm gonna blow her cover. I'm gonna blow her fucking cover. She has been acting like a pro this whole time. She's got a goddamn wild animal in her fucking room,
Girl,
and she
you
won't
better
deal with
than
it.
me. I would have turned that camera off and took care of that.
That's what I'm like. I'm like, woman, shut the camera off and shoo it out. Shoot it.
Yeah.
Do whatever
I
you gotta
gotta get.
do.
I gotta get a live. I gotta get the live cage and cage. I can't kill him. He's cute. He's precious.
That's fine. Just shoo him out then.
I would put him on camera.
He's sitting on top of my lawnmower right now, looking at it.
Mandy, this isn't a fucking raccoon. It's a fucking possum. Okay.
Yeah, it's a possum. He's precious.
You need to kill it with fire. Those things
I
are
love
horrible.
him. I love him.
Precious, it's a rodent.
No, I love him. I've named him. I
What
named
did
him
you name him?
George. And I love him now.
Carl. I wanted to name him Carl.
No wonder
we
he
can have
won't
a
go
Carl.
away.
Why don't we name him? Why don't we name him Kurt in honor of Kurt Russell?
Oh, I
good
love
call.
it.
I like that now.
Can I still hear Mandy scream, Carl?
Oh shit. We got one super chat while you guys were talking about Kurt. Willie Woodward says, this stream is getting too serious. Don't make me do something silly to make you all laugh. I will literally seductive rub my man boobs.
Oh.
Oh my. Well, now I'm intrigued about this.
Damn it, Willie.
Willie's got his own channel, ladies. Maybe
Willie,
he needs his own
We just
OnlyFans.
got done talking about how when you get too close, you can no longer see the character. You only have to see, like, I can't do it, Willie. I can't do it. We got to keep that professional distance so I can still go and see you normally on your
I
screen.
stand corrected, Carrick or Sarek, whatever your name is. I apologize.
Has been peaked.
Oh my gosh.
Tom has been wonderful tonight with minimal, if no mansplaining, and we're all very proud.
That's
Oh,
because I
yeah.
haven't been feeling the best, but I'll give myself a maximum effort puppy.
Absolutely.
Yay. Well deserved.
And don't forget that strut at the end there, Tom. You deserve it.
Of course. I even had to point it out. I love the little strut. He's like, hell yeah.
Aw. So cute.
And of course, I would not be able to get the hell out of here without doing the one, the only, the
Right! Benton! Oh, Jesus Christ! Benton!
Yes.
You know, not a week goes by that somebody doesn't go, by the way, that's not the original video. that goes
I
with
know.
that
I don't
audio."
care. I don't care. It's
It's
the best.
fun.
I don't
love
care.
it.
It's the best.
I don't think I've ever seen the original video. I didn't know
It's
that.
just a dog chasing some deer, I think.
Yeah, which is really silly. Which is
It's
really
not as
silly.
the same.
It's not as good, honestly. Look, I get it, like a dog chasing deer, but this is a land puppy going and disrupting a whole rock of sea puppies. It is amazing.
Exactly.
funny.
He's
That's
like,
funny.
fuck you, I'm taking over this rock.
This is not.
And what's funny is all 12 of them are just like, ah, fuck! It's got teeth!
Oh my god.
They're all like, arr, arr,
Oh my
Oh
god.
man.
Fuck you, water dogs! This is my rock. He is like the original maximum effort puppy. He has zero fucks to give, no fear.
Mm-hmm.
I am
Yes,
Fenton, and
indeed.
Fenton is me.
Exactly, yes. Hillis Mallory sends in $2. He is a totally awesome possum.
Awesome.
He is.
Aw,
He is.
awesome.
I'm
like
telling you,
that.
I love him already.
He's probably got fleas and shit.
I'm sure, but I love him because he's cute and we made eye contact. And he looked me in the eyes, and I knew that he loved me.
When he looked you in the eyes, you didn't go, ooh.
No,
Like-
I went, oh, no, I love him now. I love him.
God.
And if I could keep him for a pet, I would.
You
but
can so
nobody's-
tell she's a
Mandy-
Southern girl.
Mandy,
Nobody's going to let me do that.
Totally.
No
Mandy,
other woman would be like, "Oh, it's a possum. How cute." No, fucking
No.
way.
No,
He's adorable.
I want you to later on. I want you to look up pet possum licking, okay, and then give that a once over and see if you still feel the same.
I used
What?
to have, my sister had one that she caught as a baby, and we raised it, and it used to sleep upside down. It would wrap its little tail around your finger. It would sleep like that. So we used to have a baby one that we raised, but my mom made us get rid of it because it got big and nasty, as she said. We've had a lot of critters.
I feel weird because none of my southern relatives kept possum for pets. If anything, it may have become a snack eventually.
We had a possum get loose in my bathroom one time when I was a kid. My dad went in there and caught it with a fishing net, and he starts carrying it's hissing and like flashing out at everybody. And it was literally horrifying. Those things, like the eyeballs gleamed in the light. It looked like it wanted. No, this thing literally looked like it wanted very much to murder us in our sleep. Like I will.
One time, we don't have possums here, but I saw a Mexican raccoon, and they kind of look like possums, and they're like really weird looking. And I was like, "What the hell is that?" And I was like, so scared.
Lord.
And then I found out it's a Mexican
It's a
raccoon.
Mexican trash panda.
Yeah, they're really ugly. They don't look like raccoons. They don't look like raccoons at all.
You called me a trash panda.
I was like, what the hell is that thing? Is that a possum? And then I found out it's a Mexican raccoon. They're butt ugly.
I'm gonna have to Google
They're called
that.
Cotimundi. They're called like Cotimundi.
Yeah, I
or
think
something
so.
like that. Yeah.
Sounds about right. Terminus S sends in a $2 super chat. You could say Hollywood's not being very courteous. I'm
Nice.
so sure that
Killer with those puns.
I liked it.
It's got to be Sting in like disguise whenever you can.
I really do
gotta
think
be.
so sometimes.
I actually have the opportunity to talk to Terminus like in Discord, usually I think about once a week or so. And no, it's definitely not Steak. He comes up with that shit all on his own.
All right.
Wow.
All right.
He's awesome.
If you
All
say
right.
so.
Well, I think we've hit all of our topics for tonight. Do we want to turn it back over to the mansplainer?
I guess so. I think it's about that time. I want to thank all the ladies for an awesome show. I want to thank you guys out there for being an awesome chat.
Yes.
Let's see here. We've got Miss Lorena Creole. Don't forget to check out her channel. Do you got anything to plug real quick?
Yes, my pop-up lunch table tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central. I'm going to be interviewing Tom, of all people.
Oh,
shit. I got to be up for that.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no.
Yep. So that's
No, of course I'll be there. I'll be there.
Yep, that's what I have going on. And thanks to all of you who subscribe to me, watch my videos, because I am officially monetized now.
Yes!
We busted Lorena's cherry. Sweet. All right. I'll give myself the one.
Hey, phrasing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that party, Lorena.
Yes.
Yes,
It's gonna
I
be
will
off the
be
hook.
scheduling it. Yes.
I think we just woke up the internet. But all right, folks. So do check out Lorena's channel. The links will be coming up in the chat here. Nina, why don't you tell the folks a little bit about yourselves? And thank you so much for coming in and coming in clutch tonight.
Thank you
Again,
for
we want to
having
send our
me.
thoughts and all that out to Alora tonight as well.
Yes.
Give her some love.
Thoughts and prayers to her. And yeah, everybody go out and if you have Twitter, send her some love. She definitely needs some support right now. She's going through a rough time. But it has been a pleasure. Thank you, as always, for inviting me on this wonderful show. I love this show so very much. It's one of the best on the internet. And you can find me on my YouTube channel. Tomorrow I will be on, I think, author Stephen Walton's channel for Rogue Entertainment. It should be fun. I think I'm going to meet Jessie Milestone for the first time. I've never met her before. She's going to be on panel.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's
that
awesome.
would be really cool. Yeah, and I'm excited for that. And you can also, on Fridays, I do a segment called Infinite Hope on my channel. It's a video that I put out of all the good news stuff that happens during the week, because we all need a bit of good news. So if you want some good news, come and check that out on Fridays. I have that going on. And I also do like deep fake videos just for a little bit of fun and lulz. And right now, currently, I'm also making his Dark Materials season 2 reviews, because I love his Dark Materials. Actually, Tom, that's what I was going to tell you. A couple of good shows on HBO. His Dark Materials and Raised by Wolves. Very good shows. So
Too bad HBO won't get behind them more then. But yeah,
I know, right?
They're in a weird position here now. But yeah, so check out Nina's channel, of course.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure we'll see her again here sometime soon on Toxic Femininity. Almost said Midnight's Edge After Dark. And our next lady, of course, she makes Bubbles jealous. She is so bubbly. That's right. Miss Mandy, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Mandy. I have a YouTube channel and
a possum now.
And I've got what's gonna become a new pet possum if I can make it love me. Yeah, go check out my YouTube channel at Mandy Summers. I'm also a comic book writer, so I have 2 books right now that are on Indiegogo. One of them being Pirate Queen, which is very, very awesome. And then we also have another book called Super Dead that we have going right now, which is a horror superhero type book. So definitely go check those out. And yeah, everybody, y'all wish me luck on taming a possum because we're in love. So I have to tame it now.
Yeah, he's your new best friend.
Yeah. I'm going to send you a little name tag that says Kurt for him.
Yeah.
Don't get killed. Don't get killed, okay? Just
no.
Don't get rabies, Mandy.
And please get him checked. Please get him checked for the AIDS, huh?
I'm going to litter box train him first. That's first thing.
Oh my God.
He needs to be trained.
You're my hero, Mandy. Jesus Christ.
Did you ever know that you're my hero? And last but not least, she can handle these Doomicorns while she's at it.
Becky for $2. Oh, do you want me to do it or Mary?
Go ahead and read it, and I'll do.
Mary does you do the reading, but he wants to hear it.
Okay. Matt G for $2. Thank you so much, Lovebug. I sent you a Doomicorn, Lorena. Let's hear it, Mary.
Thank you, Matt G. And I do see your Doomicorn. Thank you.
Aww.
That's sweet.
Awesome. And then Terminus EST sends in $5. Go ahead, whoever wants to take this one.
I'll grab it. Terminus for $5 says, Mandy is so bubbly, she is champagne in the form of a woman. I think that's a great description, actually. I love that.
Ooh, I love that.
So if Mandy is champagne in the form of a woman, I am vodka in the form of a woman.
Yeah, that or a screwdriver anyway.
Oh, shit.
I wonder what am I?
The implications of that is so much worse, Tom. I feel like that's.
I'm gonna stick with that. I love you to death, but sometimes you drive me nuts. What? All right.
I think Lorena is rum.
What?
I feel like Lorena's a little classier than rum.
No,
Lorena's cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that's
exciting.
Party time. But no, this is red wine. Rum is for Saturday.
Red wine.
Because I got 5 kinds of rum like a good Islander in my.
Oh, there you go. Keep her away from the rum.
Mary, what kind of drink am I?
See, I feel like you would be like a pina colada.
Ooh, I like that. That's my favorite. Yeah, you got me. I'm a pina colada.
I think that's a good one. There you go. And then last but not least, of course, our hostess with the mostest, Miss Mary B.
Well, hey guys, I am Mary B. I am the mistress of mayhem, disruptor of the narrative, and official Whammon card holder. You can find me over my channel where we talk about newsy news stuff during the week. I have a little fun on the weekends. It's going to be a wonky week. It's Thanksgiving, guys, so I won't be doing my typical Wednesday night mayhem, but you could probably catch me on Friday doing some karaoke. Yes.
Ooh.
The return of the Mac. My dad will probably be joining us for that, and then Shenanigans should be back on Saturday night. So yeah,
your
I will
dad
try to be there.
Karaoke?
Yeah, he's been on there a couple times. He's awesomeness.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Check that out.
Check it out.
Mary's mom accused me of lip syncing.
she did.
Oh.
Oh, let's not puff my dad up too much, guys, because I really don't need
Drama.
No, because he'll start telling diaper stories, and then I got to deal with that later. So.
No, I sang some Kenny Rogers, and her dad's like, "Oh, the old lady don't believe you," or whatever he calls your mom. I don't remember now.
Yeah,
he's like, "She don't believe that was you. She says you were lip syncing."
Oh yeah, but my mom's a teaser. She likes to tease.
I know. I know she's goofing. It was just I do a pretty good Kenny. I can't help it.
You do. And yes, I will add official flip flop thrower to my resume, Willie, if you don't get your shit spoiled.
I'm probably going to do that the next
time
stream.
to leave me, Lucille. 400 children and a crop in the field. That's what I used to sing when I was a kid. 400 children, not 400 children. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Thanks again, folks, for being there for us. As always, we appreciate it. Couldn't do it this without you at all. And I want to thank these lovely ladies, as always, for doing the best they can and always bringing it. So thank you so much. Take care.
Proving that the Fandom Menace isn't just toxic white males. It's toxic femininity, brought to you by Midnight's Head.